Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 75th SoKast. Jeez, that's been so long. Anyway, here I got with me is a wonderful group of people. Wonderful group of sociopaths. I'd like to start off with Moogle. Say hi, Moogle.
Hi. What's up? What's everyone doing tonight?
Alright, next we got here Kamasubu.
Yo, this is gonna be the sickest SoKast radical dudes.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Next up here we got the Ghost Dragon.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Another person we got here tonight, the wonderful Blake.
Hey, what's up?
Mr. Crunchy Man himself. The Fazzies of the Faz, Mr. Fazfuck.
I finally am the Brimstone Boy.
Yes, you are. And wonderful, not... And we got the wonderful Mr. President himself, Mr. Frederick Fucks.
First of all that's gonna get me in trouble. Second of all, Blake,
Yeah,
I told you about the fucking potato chips.
they are tortilla chips.
I told you about the fucking tortilla chips on the air. After we're done here tonight, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
All right, I welcome death.
I'm going to strangle you with a belt.
Well,
Damn.
that's not how I expect to go, but all right.
It was good knowing you, Blake.
Rip, Blake. Rip.
Damn.
So hello everybody, welcome to the 75th edition of the Sons of Kojima podcast. This is a momentous day, ladies and gentlemen, because we have secured our first sponsorship. That's correct. This broadcast, this podcast, this archive, us in general, we're being brought to you by the Black Currant. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go to etsy.com/the Black Currant, and you can be the owner, the proud owner of exquisite soaps, magnificent wax tarts, all made by the craftsperson, Panda Lee Games. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so proud to be brought to you by this sponsor. We would not enter into an agreement like this unless we believed in the product, unless we used it ourselves. And that's why we're so proud to be brought to you now and forever by the Black Currant.
Speak for yourself, I use liquid soap.
You stinky bitch.
Loser.
I use Dove.
They use Axe.
Alright, you guys are even worse than me, holy shit.
So, with all that out of the way, and this absolutely legitimate sponsorship out of the way, let's get into things. So, again, welcome. 75 editions, as Jabman said. That is incredible. 75. 75 episodes of shenanigans, ridiculousness. Lower Fred. Okay. Need to lower Fred. No problem.
Lower yourself.
Sawi. Should be good. Lower Fred. All right. How about now?
Bad, Fred, bad.
Is it good? I think your Fred, your Fred is is muted. My Fred is muted. All right. My mistake. So, anyways, let's get into things. What? People are saying, what the fuck? Oh, because of the chat. So, for you guys on YouTube, you guys are going to have no idea, but there is a ridiculous delay in the chat. Jesus. Wow. We ran an experiment. You know, we had to, because of the delay and stuff, we had to do just a short, pre-stream where we, complained about our lives and gave them business updates and stuff like that, complained. And the the fucking chat is so delayed. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I've
Yeah.
never seen this chat be delayed badly.
All right. So I lowered myself, if that helps. My apologies, but all right, we can't fiddle with this all day. We're gonna get into the topics, and after that, we'll see what we can do. So First and foremost, I think we should talk a little bit about some viewer submitted topics. Let's open that up. Let's see what people have to say. Let's see if it meshes with things that we had down, and we'll get this. So, viewer submitted topics.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot. So I'm just thumbing through these. Let's do this one. Are you guys in the know? The Black Currant, which is, of course, you know, our proud sponsor. So I'm hoping that this is a positive comment to start the show. As you guys and gals know, the Black Currant has garnished extremely positive reviews and business is booming. Of course it is. But it would appear that a detractor considered the soap malodorous enough to warrant a 1-star rating, saying, quote, "Smells like my grandma's soap," submitted by Gamer Nicole, Uber fan.
Okay then.
Can you guys believe this?
I can't
So,
believe this.
I
man.
would have
That
had
grandma.
no idea.
That grandma smells great. I am.
Well, what? People are typing chicky nuggies right now? What the fuck? Alright, well,
What's going on in this chat? Jesus Christ.
Kama sounds
Why are they-
far away.
I just started talking now.
No, like you sounded distant from your mic, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, the chat is broken. People are typing chicky
Oh.
nuggies now, so
Yeah.
alright. Maybe
But
the
I
stream
don't
is
know.
delayed. I don't know.
Well, on the topic of the Black Currant, though, it almost makes it sound like Leanna is the head of some evil organization or something like that.
That's because she is.
An evil criminal mastermind.
The fucking hitbox turn is a detractor. Delete this shit.
We've-
Someone
it's-
nuked it.
It's a Phil supporter, dude.
Oh, I see. So I just typed test in the chat, and we're going to see how long it takes to pop up. But, alright. The Black Currant. Let's get serious here for a second, guys. The Black Currant, a bad review for our corporate sponsor. I'm ripping pissed. This-
I know, man.
this
I mean,
soap-
just how could they?
This soap is the lifeblood of the Burnell household. It's the only thing I wash with. I refuse to subject my body to any harsh chemicals, detergents. You know, I want that nice glycerin soap. It's what I need in my life. The fuck was
Yeah.
that?
I don't even know. But yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Negative review. Oh god. It's the end of the world.
Like I said, that grandma smelled great. That's what they're using.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, there's that. We're ripping pissed. Not happy about it. Let's get into some stuff going on around the world of DSP. Hey fam, whispers aren't delayed, but the rest is. Alright, thank you for the heads up. I appreciate that. So, something that I thought was very interesting, and something that is currently ongoing, is the Patreon antics. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the last day that you can help keep Phil in business. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is important stuff. This is what is needed in this life. Okay? So we're going to take a look over here. I'll show you guys on screen exactly what we're working with. Beep. All right. Darkside Phil is creating gaming videos, creative series, and vlogs, of course. But here is the problem. Almost $100 short. $1,165 short of his $1,250 goal, of which you would have received a Blizzard Entertainment marathon between Hearthstone, as Phil calls it, Heroes of the Storm, as Moogle clicks it, and World of Warcraft, something that Phil really holds near and dear to his heart. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks as though we're not going to get these. How do you feel about that?
Thank fucking god.
Wow.
Listen, like, if I saw him on WoW, I'd PvP the fuck out of him. I'm throwing the hands.
Really? Squaring up.
Yeah, I'm scoring up on my Death Knight. I
Ooh,
don't fuck around.
ooh.
It's just gonna be painful watching him play Heroes of the Storm.
If it were up to me, I don't really give a shit.
I don't know, man. I'm actually surprised he didn't make it to this goal. I wouldn't be surprised if someone donated $100 right now to make that goal. But,
I'll be back. I gotta go move some money around at the bank so I can donate.
Yes. Please do.
okay.
We need this.
This isn't.
You're just
Huh?
doing it in spite of me now.
I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't the first time he hasn't met the goal, though. I thought he didn't technically meet the goal when he did the Rockathon.
There was a little bit of, well, there was a lack of transparency, right? It seemed as though he didn't, but he still did it because it was pertinent, right? It was something that would have garnered views. It seems as though, he is fairly straightforward towards getting his goal, but, if it's something that, like, he feels is going to get him a substantial amount of views. You remember how much he talked up how popular the Rockathon was and how people, they lost their minds for it, and now I can chop it up into parts. So
I feel like the whole Blizzard Marathon is going to be a mess. Most of it's just going to consist of Hearthstone. That's what I'm thinking. Since he likes that game so fucking much.
I agree. I don't think this would have been a successful stream. I think some people would have checked it out for the novelty of it, but man, it's going to be... Oh man, that's going to be a tough sell. A very tough sell.
I think it would have been boring as fuck.
I think the patrons voted with their money on this one. This is the first time that officially, Phil didn't hit his goal, right? I mean, we can say that he did or didn't hit the second Rockathon, but this one is pretty black and white. He's got approximately... he's got about 10 hours. Sorry, about 9 hours. He's got about 9 hours to gather up another $100, give or take, based on fees and yada yada. And I don't think he's gonna do it. I think this is the one. This is the one where he doesn't get it. And he said as much on the forums. He's talked about, I got to do a better job of appealing to you guys, and this and that. But let's think about this, right? Let's think about this logically. This marathon would have garnered a little bit of interest on the stream, but I don't think it would have exactly been a popular on YouTube. He gets, $80 less, but he doesn't have to do those two streams. He gets to focus on day one releases more. This is actually kind of a good thing, wouldn't you think?
I'm honestly, this is kind of a surprise to me, but I don't know. As far as the Patreon goals go, he's just too reliant on it. Like, when it comes to creating your own content and stuff, and if you're really fixed on this specific goal that you're supposed to do, to do all this shit, like, this whole marathon would be something I would do on my own time, on my own accord. Not something where, I got $1,200 and I'll do this. It's ridiculous. These marathons, quote unquote, that he does are absolutely ridiculous and completely unnecessary, and it seems like it's just a big cash grab. At least that's the impression that I'm getting from it.
I'd honestly say fuck him. It was about time that he didn't hit the goal for 1250. And honestly, it's going to keep getting lower and lower in my opinion. I think that it's not going to continue going up. I think it's going to continue on its path and going lower and lower. And he's going to maybe Like, say he's going to maybe change the 1250 goal to maybe 1,000 at some point because it might continue going lower and lower. It was only a matter of time. Only took about a year, but it finally happened.
In all honesty, I I don't even know how that so-called marathon would go anyway. It's probably going to be painful for a lot of people, especially seeing him play WoW. And think about how many people are going to react to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's really surprising to me, but you should have expected it. Consider this as a thing, like a word of advice. Don't rely on these so-called goals to get where you need. It's ridiculous.
For me, I just feel like, oh wow, the chat is like, yeah. We'll stop talking about the chat. The people on YouTube probably will kill us. But just to let you know the phenomenon that's happening right now. Yeah, I just, it's unfortunate that it's come to this point where he's so reliant on Patreon, as we'll detail in just a second here. Despite his claims, this Patreon is going to be, despite his claims of how well this month was, as we'll sort of detail, the Patreon is the saving grace. All right, so any other thoughts on the potential of not reaching the Patreon goal, of not doing this fantastic Blizzard marathon? And yeah, thoughts on that before we move on. Anything else?
Oh well.
Ooh.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Well, maybe that'll get us some incentive to start that cooking with the queen bullshit then.
I'm kind of excited about that. All right. I heard the chips again, Blake.
I swear to God, you did not.
Come on, Blake.
I will kill you.
The bag is behind my monitor right now. It is closed.
You're going to be in a bag, and you're going to be in a grave.
All right, listen. I have done nothing wrong. I don't deserve this kind of antagonizing.
So in addition, Phil put out a fantastic video, ladies and gentlemen, called Alert. Well, let me get the exact title here. I remember it, but I don't want to get it wrong. Alert. Hold on. DSP Gaming.
Oh, no.
Well, you don't like the alert?
It's fucking 2011 all over again. Oh,
Get
no.
the wax out of your ears. All right, here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Yep. All right. Alert. I'm still doing reviews. Check out KO Gaming, to which he lectures his fans. I guess they're, not smart enough to find this. He keeps making claims about how, the only reason why people don't know about this channel is misinformation, yada, yada, yada. And here we are. An alert video. Get the wax out of your ears. Essentially. You need to go check the shit out.
BRB going to get an fucking earwax extraction. I actually need to get my ears cleaned at some point.
Dirty fucker.
I don't think anybody of us needed to know that, Moogle.
What? It's not like anything super personal. Come on now.
Maybe earwax is gross.
Now we know that you're a dirty boy.
Yeah.
This is about as bad as my murder fucking. Just stop.
Anyways, back on topic. I think
Perfect.
I think
Very nicely played.
The KO I think the subscribers that he has on KO Gaming is a pretty good representation of his hardcore fan base that are going to follow him through whatever. Or at least the people that are interested in what he does. Whether it be fans or detractors. But I don't think he's going to gain a significant number past this 5K that he hit.
I don't either. It's sort of turning into a waste of time, right? I'll grab these numbers in just a second here, but the takeaway is, look, he wants results quick. He wanted a, he went, oh, I'm going to start fresh with the channel, and he took every shortcut there was to get that channel off the ground immediately, right? If he genuinely wanted to try to build it up and do it the hard way, he would have abandoned any mention to himself. He might have tweeted about it, right? That would have been okay. But he would have removed any mention of himself. I remember echo. And he would have sort of gone at it the hard way, And what it eventually turned out to be is sort of this rushed sort of give me some views, give me some credit for actually editing, like you said, and he wasn't in here for the long haul. He canceled montages, which he says gave him so much of value. Oh, I got the montages, but he put so much time into it, he says, and it doesn't have a return on the investment. And the haters are, the haters are tricking him into doing this and yada, yada, yada. So I'm thinking that KO Gaming is going to be essentially done with here very soon. I can't see KO Gaming getting any genuine focus on it for quite a while.
Yeah, but if you say that to him, though, the channel hasn't been around long enough to judge whether or not it's going to be viable. That's what cracks me up. He'll sit there. If anybody says to him that the channel, what's going on with the channel, is it dying or is it dead, or do you think it's a success? He's like, oh, it's too early to tell. But if he doesn't get these immediate returns on these videos, he's like, well, I'm going to drop them. It's not worth it.
Right. Well, I mean, have his montages been up long enough to be able to determine if they're viable or not? I mean, he made that distinction pretty quickly.
Here's something I heard that was interesting that I keep meaning to bring up and I forget to do so when we talk about this stuff, is for a channel his size, or his main channel, I remember seeing something on Twitter from another YouTuber who has at the time had a similar subscriber count. And whenever he becomes friends with other YouTubers and stuff, their general rule of thumb is if they're covering the same game and they're putting out a video that encapsulates the same material and information on a certain day, they'll let the smaller channel get the upload first, and they have 24 hours or 10,000 views before the next guy will put his video up. And these are guys that, like I said, they have a similar subscriber count and reach that Phil does. So if you use that kind of comparison, everything he does is kind of a failure.
Well, DSP Gaming ain't doing so good either, so.
Well, now's as good a time as any to get into that. So what I'm going to do, I'll give you guys the links to this, and we're going to look at the statistics here for Social Blade. These are going to be good indicators. Go ahead, Kama.
I think it's a clear deflection. When he started KO Gaming, he was expecting his entire subscriber base to head over to the channel immediately. And now that he knows that that's not happening, he's trying to cover up his disappointment by saying, well, you didn't give it too much of a chance yet.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that. All right, so here's the vlogs, and finally, KO Gaming 1. Gaming 1. All right, and then let me give you guys these links so you don't have to fish for them yourselves. There's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. All right, let me give you guys watching the on-screen treatment. So, here's DSP Gaming. As you guys can see from, I guess the graphs are gone now, but as you guys can see here, for the last 30 days, Social Blade is giving him credit for 2.37 million views. If you guys remember, if I can grab the monthly statistics here. If you guys will remember, here in the monthly views, we'll zoom in on this, and his last month, the month that was his worst ever, was 2.33. The month prior being 2.73, 2.53, 2.88, 2.49. This is all after the dip, not being able to hit that 3 million mark, which is a pretty relevant number. It's what they sort of claim is the minimum to maintain to be a managed partnership for many channels, 3 million views per month. But last month, the Red Alert month, the worst month ever, yada, yada, yada. His genuinely worst month on YouTube. If you look at these stats here, if you check out Social Blade, you'll be treated to all this information. Total views per month graph. 2.33 in February, which also, by the way, if you guys know, had fewer days in it. We look here in the last 30 days, of which will not include March 31st, right? But let's say that March was a good day. It's going to get replaced with this 30-day calculation. So 2.37, 2.4, you know, if you want to sort of average it out, he usually gets around 60 to 80,000 views per day. So I think this is a fairly solid number to work off of, 2.3 to 2.4. Now, he claims that this was one of the best months of his year or whatever else like that, and I'm not seeing it. And one of the reasons why I support that is if we grab the King of Hate vlogs, King of Hate vlogs did roughly 200,000. This is after the focus on it. If we look at his graphs for this year and for recent history, here on the monthly views, he's trending 200,000 for this month, 200,000 for last month, 170,000 for the month prior. So since his focus, if you see here, he used to average anywhere between 150 and 120 in this dip here, between 120 to 200,000. And he hasn't really supplemented this drop-off in views from DSP Gaming with anything all that meaningful here on the vlogging channel. It seems as though he can expect around 200,000 views from this vlogging channel, despite the renewed focus. Last but not least, something that it's kind of comical, and the reason why things are happening the way they are, KO Gaming, 34,000 views in the last 30 days.
Ouch.
That's pretty bad.
That is really bad.
Now, for comparison, a small channel like us, right, we have about half of the amount of subscribers that he has. We ended up with at least 100,000 more views for the last 30 days. And we have a small channel that is not supplemented by a larger managed partnership that's advertising it and 20,000 followers on Twitter that's pumping out advertisements for this shit. This is an absolute failure of a channel. There's no two ways about it. If you look at the history of this channel, and I'll show you guys right here in the graph, monthly statistics, head on down to the views. Look at that. That is a perfect line going down. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yikes.
Look at that line
Wow.
going straight down. Unbelievable. His peak, when he first, rolled this out, 58,000 views. Now, for a brand new channel with no history, that's fine. Second month, even less, 49. And that's after pushing it, criticizing people for saying that it wasn't successful, locking down the forums. If there's someone, is this channel a flop? Oh, well, we got to wait 6 months to figure this out. And again, finally, 49. Sorry, that's for February. And then for this month, we're given 33,592. I'll round it up to about 34,000 by tomorrow. You know, you factor in today. That's why these numbers are somewhat relevant, not completely relevant, but you know, not completely accurate, I should say, not relevant, but not exact, right? Because we still have to calculate today. But I mean, what is he doing today that's going to, you know, really rake in the views in any substantial way or exorbitant way? So, what do you guys think, man? How is Phil possibly claiming that this was one of the more successful months for him? Is there some source of income that we can't picture? I mean, there's the Black Currant for Leanna, there's these 3 channels, and there's Amazon affiliates, unless we're mistaken.
Maybe he got some. Maybe he got another Patreon for KO Gaming.
Yeah, that seems plausible.
I don't
That'd
think
be
so. He
pretty
would have
fucking shitty.
promoted it. You know, if he had another Patreon, he would have promoted it by now. No?
Maybe he sold a kidney.
Probably did.
I don't think anyone
Yeah,
want his
if we're all
disgusting
lucky.
kidneys, honestly. Would you buy his kidney?
Fuck no.
You could probably squeeze grease out of it like a fucking lemon.
That's disgusting.
Well,
Thanks for the
if
thought.
you bought his liver, you'd probably be able to squeeze a whole ton of gin out of it.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, well, that'd be his liver.
There were
Yeah.
like 2 liters of fucking grease in his fucking liver.
So,
I think he likes to inflate things a little bit to make it like it seems like when he has a really bad month, he'll be down in the dumps and go on and on about how he, you know, you gotta watch and donate and all this stuff to, because I won't be around forever. But then it seems like he kind of like exaggerates how good the next month is to make it seem like he's being kind of successful. I don't know, unless
It's
he's
a coping mechanism.
yeah, either that or he's trying to make it seem good for this sponsor thing he was alluding to today. I don't know.
doesn't it benefit him to not try to sugarcoat things? Like, you know, for him, so he's sort of sending mixed messages, unless he feels like, you know, unless there's a bigger play at here where he realizes that, you know, he doesn't want to do the Blizzard thing, or maybe he just, you know, maybe he wants maybe he realizes that he's not going to get it, so he's not pressing for it. But I just feel like it's a bit of a mixed message to send, to say like, oh, I did so great, but you know, oh, if you guys can give me an extra $100 on Patreon, I'd enjoy it. Just kind of seems like mixed messages being sent, and I don't think he's that dumb to do that, to try to send out conflicting information to people who are in a position to support him financially and quote unquote pay his bills.
Like I said, I think it's kind of like a coping mechanism to make him like feel like he's not doing as bad as he really is. Like, it's stupid, but I mean, people do that.
I get you. And I just feel like he has a lot of consideration when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. So it's odd to me, you know. I'll be honest, it's just odd, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that this is just, you know, a coping mechanism. Any other thoughts on this? His month in general, where he's going, these numbers we're looking at. Any other thoughts on that? His claims. All right.
Yeah, like what Blake said earlier, it's kind of like a mechanism type thing. He just wants to be like, oh, everything's okay, everything's great, but it's not. So he's like, maybe not, maybe eh. But he's like, oh, yay. It's just kind of like an up and down roller coaster with him.
He's bipolar about YouTube.
Essentially, yes.
He thinks his channel is gonna do so well, and look how it turned out.
Like, he's basically on a sinking ship, and he's trying to say there's no leak in it.
Fix it with duct tape.
Duct tape. Woo.
Oh, gotta get the duct tape.
It's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know. I truly don't know.
I'm starting to think that Phil got all of his business knowledge reading Dilbert.
And Leanna had her personality from Daria, so Dilbert and Daria.
Daria was
Yeah.
much more tolerable than Panda Lee.
I don't know. You ever see that? Do you ever see the look she makes all the time? She always looks all discontent, very flippant.
Yeah, but
Oh.
she was.
Yeah, she was very flippant.
She can't help it. She was just drawn that way.
Fucking. Well, let's let's do this one. Do you think that Phil's YouTube decline is causing him to take less risk, making only playthroughs that are making only playthroughs and making less creative content on the grounds that he thinks it's the only thing that'll produce views? Submitted by Fromancer.
Oh yeah, he's gonna stick within his comfort zone and work with the stuff that he has to put the least amount of effort into, and just spam the fuck out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if the minuscule amount of editing that he does in his reviews eventually goes away, and it's just him sitting on the couch talking about the game again.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to the point where there's no gameplay in general, just be him sitting on the couch like in his vlogs.
I am sort of I'm sort of thinking that, I mean, he did take a little bit of a risk with the Dark Souls 3, but it's within the same realm of what he does. His bread and butter, right? His playthroughs as well, you know what? Let me grab this. This is as good a time as any to grab this quick rushed little graph that I made. Where did I put this thing? I made a little graph. There we go. Here's my graph. All right. It's nice. It's just meant to be visual. So what I did today is I was kind of curious about his totals for his views and how things sort of shake out. So as you can see here, the red bars are DSP gaming for 1, 2, and 3, meaning January, February, and then what we have so far in the data in March. Blue being the Vlags, green being KO Gaming, and then black being the overall totals. And as you can see here, just visually, I just want people to just be able to visualize it. That's the only reason why this is, here. It's not meant to be awesome. And I made this on some free website, so it's not the most beautiful. But just look at this. Look at the difference between what's going on in the gaming realm and what's going on in his other realm. Now, his total views are not that much different from month to month here. Again, taking the data that we have. January, he had a total of 2.96 million views. That's combining all of his channels. January, 2.58. And this month, 2.60. So going from 2.58 to 2.60 is not much of a difference. But the key thing here, relating back to what we were talking about, KO Gaming is such a small blip on the radar here. I mean, really put this into perspective here. This is in the thousands, but let's just have at it as it is. 2.7 million compared to 58,000. Incredible, huh?
The blue one represents King of Hate Vlogs, right? Because I noticed that that's almost just as small as KO Gaming, despite Phil saying that his vlogs channel is more popular.
That is the vlogs, yep. So I just wanted people to visualize this, just to get an idea. I was going to make some pie charts, but I figured this would be the easiest way. Just to visualize how much of a drop in the bucket these other projects are. And I believe this is why Phil focuses on the meat and potatoes.
Not that mean potatoes.
Just kill
No,
yourself.
no, no.
Something I think too that's worth mentioning is you got to keep in mind the daily video upload on DSP Gaming is also a lot more than what the daily upload is on the other channels.
True that. But his idea was that these sort of single serve videos are going to get more views per video than and average out better than the DSP game. It was meant to be supplementary, of course, but it was meant to sort of try out a new approach, and didn't really work out too well.
All right, KO. Go ahead, comma.
No, I was gonna say, like, I had heard some stuff that, like, he was thinking of starting a DSP Tries It channel where he just does all of his DSP Tries It. If KO Gaming is any indication, that's gonna be just as small of a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it'll just be the same, but worse.
Yeah. Well, sorry, Ghost Dragon. Go ahead, man.
Oh, all I was going to say was the KO Gaming views. I mean, you should at least be able to get something off the dollar menu at Burger King.
Not too bad. We move on. Today on the pre-stream, Phil, and obviously you guys can, surmise what's up with our sponsorship, of course. But Phil has claimed that he has found out about some new sponsorship opportunity where he's in talks right now. He's in talks on implementing some sort of sponsorship into his live streams. And he gave the example, maybe we'll have this stream brought to you by Mentos or brought to you by Selsun Blue. And I can't imagine what sponsor would want to stick their name, logo, product.
Morton Salt.
Morton Salt. That was going to be the first. That was going to be the first stream title, but then I went with Black Currant because we'll throw her a bone, we'll do her a favor. But man, oh man, sponsorship opportunities. What do you guys think? I mean, is this possibly through Machinima, or how the hell did this get set up that he's possibly going to be sponsored? And what do you think this sponsorship is actually going to look like?
It'll probably flop as hard as his whole Amazon thing, I think.
Well, flop as hard as his KO Gaming channel.
I'm guessing it's just some third world country, like, sponsorship that nobody has ever heard of, and it's probably just gonna fail so miserably on him.
It's probably Puritan's Pride gout treatment.
I just can't imagine someone that would put their product with him. Like, I can't think of a product that Phil would use that I would want to then go use. Like, I don't think people view Phil as someone who has great judgment. Maybe when he's reviewing fight sticks, maybe somebody can give credence to that. But like, he reviews fast food, and I believe he did a paid thing. Well, obviously he does it with Loot Crate, but didn't he have some sort of partnership with G Fuel? That gaming drink?
I never heard about that. If he
Never
did,
heard
they probably dropped him because he seems like the person you would not want promoting your product like that. Like
He
at
was
all.
sponsored by G Fuel?
Not like sponsored, but he did some paid videos, like some paid promotion kind of. Like, he did reviews that were paid.
Interesting. I didn't know about that.
Somebody's got like a on their microphone. I think it was mobile.
I wonder if he
Is it?
finally.
Is it me? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ghost.
Oh, that's all right. I wonder if maybe he struck up something with Cyberpower. Because that's who he got the 3K Lemon from, right?
That's possible. But he said a lot of shit about it, didn't he?
Yeah, they would have dropped him immediately.
But that was a while ago. They might not know about that. Hard to say.
I wonder if he got sponsored something by Kickstart.
Yeah.
He's starting a Kickstarter to kickstart his channels.
Oh god, that
I
would be the
mean,
most awkward
if-
thing.
If everybody just donated $1 to my Kickstarter, it could help kickstart my channels back into gear. And then while you're at it, if everybody could just donate $1 to my Patreon to help me bring in more money so I could keep doing this, everything would be fine and I wouldn't have to worry about anything, okay?
Good shit, Fazzy. Yeah, I don't know.
The only
Go on.
The only person I could see sponsoring Phil at this point is pretty much the usual suspects: McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Pizza Hut.
Nah, Chick-fil-A wouldn't sponsor him.
Go on.
Like, you see, the thing is, the way he smacks his mouth when he's eating, just that's Chick-fil-A does not want that promoting their brand. So I'm gonna go on and say it's gonna be McDonald's.
Ooh.
Honestly, with the whole sponsor thing, it's really just him. He's gonna be even more hypocritical because didn't he shit on people about sponsorships?
Yes, he
before?
did. He was highly critical of people with sponsorships, and of course, this feeds into the "I'm the little guy" sort of argument. So, yeah.
Good going, Phil.
Oh man, if Phil's sponsor was fucking Domino's, I wonder how devastated.
You cut off, comma.
Oh, I said if Phil's sponsor was Domino's, I wonder what devastated AJ would be.
Probably would be pretty devastated.
You'd start calling Pizza Hut.
I'd be furious because that's my favorite fast food pizza place. What the fuck, dude? Fuck the Papa, man. Fuck Pizza Hut, but Domino's, don't touch him.
What? You said you liked Pizza Hut, and now you're saying fuck
No,
Pizza Hut.
no. I hate Pizza Hut. I like Domino's though. But
I could have sworn you said you liked Pizza Hut.
you know what, man? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right.
No, I'm just saying. That's what I heard. Maybe I just have shit in my ears, but I'm pretty
Clean
sure
your
I
fucking
heard you
ears,
saying.
wax boy.
You know what?
Get the
You shut
wax
the fuck up.
out of your ears.
So I'm gonna just take a quick housekeeping break. It's gonna be seamless. We're gonna switch back to Skype. This Discord shit just is not working. It feels like there's like a delay in between, dead air, stuff like that. So while we're literally talking here, I'm gonna just sort of switch to Skype and we're gonna get back to normal. I just gotta add Blake over there. Fucking Blake.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, I'll switch over now, and you guys won't even really notice. There we go. All right, I think we're good.
Yay!
We're
All
back
right,
to
there.
normal. I had to host this because fucking I don't know, Discord being weird, Skype being weird. So we're back now. I think we're back to normal.
It's the same problem I
better.
had with Kama.
Nothing is functioning today.
Somebody has flickering in their microphone. I think it's Moogle.
Is it me?
It's
Is it your connection?
It was
Is
doing
that
it
bad?
it was doing it on Discord too.
Is that?
It could
Like-
be your connection, man.
It's not me. I think we're good now. I think it might be my leg hitting my microphone a bit.
Try to have your leg hit your microphone.
Oh, like this? Hold on.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what that sound is.
Okay, yeah, I figured. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that.
So, all right, so we're back. Okay, I think we're good. If you're on YouTube, I trimmed out all that shit, so you have no idea what happened. But fuck Discord for live broadcasts. It's fine for just regular conversations, but right now Discord, a lot of fucking problems. And that chair, a lot of fucking problems. Kill you. But yeah, there was like dead air and stuff. It made the fucking show all weird.
Yeah.
That was not normal. That didn't feel right. So sorry to you guys. We just tried an experiment and
It flopped.
that was a flop. So back to Skype, back to the good shit. All right, let's do some viewer submitted topics. Let's get this done. All right. First of all, do you think Phil will get past Dark Souls 3's halfway point or beat the game, where the game apparently becomes very difficult, before his nerfed version is patched in April, submitted by Tick?
I I don't even know what to say.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that he's gonna finish Dark Souls 3 and review it before the actual patch version comes out.
You should have just waited till the game came out. You really did.
I honestly haven't been paying attention to his Dark Souls playthrough, so I don't know even like where he's at.
I haven't really been paying attention much to that either. Mostly been seeing people talk about it. He's shit at it, but that's no surprise. What game is he not shit at?
Yeah, I just mean like he's gonna make every excuse he can to not play the non-nerfed version.
Oh, Jeremy Cho in the chat just said that on Dragon Killer's Twitter, he tweeted out something. There's a patch for the version that Phil's playing. So
Interesting. In what way did this get patched, though?
I don't know. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find anything.
If it is a full-on patch to bring the quote-unquote review copy or early copy back up to snuff with the intended release, then Phil is going to hit a difficulty spike and not really know what happened.
It takes it to version 1.01, but the servers are still offline.
Well, I think the servers will come up with the American release, the April 12th, the worldwide.
The patch, which is around 1.1 gigs in size, introduces a couple of difficulty tweaks for the first few areas and bosses, and introduces support for online play, which is not available for the West yet.
Gotcha. So, are they basically acknowledging the fact that people in the West have the game because of this fuck up?
Seems like it.
Okay. You've been having a lot of mic issues, Moogle.
Huh? That's not even me.
Had to have been.
No, I was mute.
I will kill people. Mr. Lipple has joined us. What's up, Mr. Lipple?
Yo.
Why do you feel about this motherfucker now that maybe Phil's gonna be having some Dark Souls 3 issues with the difficulty?
Well, first off, $120 down the drain.
180.
Well,
Yeah.
he got the game, so still 120 at the easiest. And if there's any difficulties in playing the game, you should have just waited, because that's when people are going to get hyped up. That's when most people are playing it. I don't know many people playing on Xbox One, so most people are going to be playing it, want to see playthroughs, want to see day one when it releases on America. So him to do this shit, it really just showed his character more than anything. I don't even really think it gave him a big boost.
No, it didn't. We looked at his views for this month, and he is very close to where he was last month, which was his lowest month on YouTube total. So this little scheme here to I gotta compete, it's a cutthroat fucking industry, yada yada, really didn't pay off at all. So, and I mean, you would think like in the old days, right? Not only a day one game, but a game 2 to 3 weeks early. That would be a boon for him, but doesn't end up being the case. Do you think, though, the question is, do you think that he will try, or that he will get past the halfway point or try to beat the game before it becomes very difficult, if it is patched now to sort of be what it was intended to be? The answer to that is going to be no, and like I said, I think he's going to hit, if he's not aware of this, he's going to hit a difficulty spike and get real mad about it.
Well, he's been getting wrecked already, hasn't he? From what I've been hearing.
I haven't
Yes,
been
he
I haven't been
has.
paying attention to it.
He
They
has
said, I mean-
been he has been dying, but not as often as he would if the game was up to its full potential. And he also hasn't been he also hasn't been leveling, like being over leveled and stuff. He hasn't done that this through this playthrough. So if he hits that difficulty spike without him knowing, he's in for a world of rage.
Yeah.
A
It's-
world.
It's like I thought too. I mean, he's gonna make every excuse to not play the game when it actually comes out. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna rush through it as fast as he can so he can get out his review before the official version is released.
And then if he starts rushing, he's really gonna get fucking destroyed.
I'm just worried that this isn't. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't interesting to me, and you would think that a Souls game with, rife opportunities to fuck up and shit, that he would, that this would be fun, that this would be something to do, and it just sort of, it just doesn't speak to me. I haven't had any interest to watch it. I don't know if I'll watch it. This is how you don't play of it, because it'll probably be 7.5 hours long, as people like to do. But man, oh man.
So, from what I heard, though, in the chat, apparently Phil does know about the patch, but on the forums he's claiming that he doesn't want to install it.
What?
What?
Yeah.
He's not going to install it.
That is what Steam Sniper Wolf said in the chat, yes.
On the forums he said this? Oh, okay. Patreon goal. Okay, hold on a second. He's been talking about Patreon goal. Oh, okay.
What
Here.
a fucking pussy.
Here's what he says. Let me get you guys the quote. Here, live on the air. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Alright, this is the place for this, right? So there is the Dark Souls 3 thread, and here's what he said. Static Veins, from the forum, says, just tried to boot up my copy of Dark Souls 3 on Xbox, and we have an update at last. It's nearly 2 gigabytes, so I'm assuming it's the day one patch that will enable online features as well as restore the true difficulty. Next stretch of gameplay should be good. Phil, you sure you want to apply that patch? I'm honestly a bit nervous that it'd screw things up somehow, being that we're that far into the game already. I don't really care about the increased damage, and I'm already past the point where the game is nerfed. But I am nervous that it'll somehow mess up our existing game progress. If you install the patch, be sure to post up here and let us know what effect it has her with a bunch of stuff about embargoes and yada yada. Phil then says, "Oh, I'm not affected by the embargo." Yada yada yada. The whole So, all right, that's that. His official position. He's in the thread right now, so we'll probably see some more of this antics. But that's his position. He's not going to be hitting up that patch, I guess.
Because he's pussy.
Ooh.
He's a big, giant pussy.
I like the thing about the embargo, though, because he's like, well, I didn't sign an NDA. That doesn't matter. If you put the shit out there and you're not supposed to, they're still going to hit you.
Yep.
I don't know why. I don't think anything's going to happen to him, but I really wish something would, because he's being really fucking arrogant about this whole thing, and it just grinds my goat.
My favorite part was when he said that him playing the game early wasn't being desperate. It was just him trying to keep his business afloat.
Can I ban the people in the chat that are talking about Panda Lee Muff and it being shaved into the Batman symbol?
What?
Muffin. Wait,
No!
muffin?
Why?
These people must be executed, not just banned. There's some new antics in the forums. I guess we'll sort of skip around. Do we want to? Let's finish up the Dark Souls 3 talk before we sort of backtrack a little bit on this whole Patreon antics. This is the CNN version, up to date information. Anything else on the Dark Souls 3 tip before we get back into the antics?
Well, one more thing is he claimed that he wasn't doing his usual grinding off screen.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean by he's going to be really starting to rage in the If he decides to ever do that patch, which from the sounds of it, probably not, because he's pussy bitch.
Ooh.
I hope he has
Just
automatic updates
Yeah.
selected on there.
Oh, I wish.
Well, didn't he have what happened with didn't he like download the Japanese version accidentally because his you know, Xbox was set a certain way? Maybe he turned that off and maybe it won't happen now or something.
Yeah, maybe.
All I know though is that if Phil really does rush and he decides to put out his review before the official game comes out and his version is nerfed, then that's going to be one disingenuous review.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's just gonna be a fucking mess. Really. He's too stubborn. I swear. He refuses to update his game. He just doesn't want to deal with the challenge. So.
Okay, on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's circle back to the Patreon antics. A couple people pointed this out to us, so thank you very much for that. Let's begin. So, on the forums, Phil earlier in the day had a little bit of a rant about if the goal is not reached, then the reward won't happen, and that's it. Regardless, of how close it is. Talks about how he loves to say that Patreon is not a Kickstarter and that Patreon is literally just supporting the person directly. When he used to say, he originally supported Patreon as, this isn't just me leeching. This isn't just you giving me free money. You give me money, you invest in me, I give you a product, and in that, you get content. Like, I almost paraphrase from Being a Man Part 2, because I'm familiar with that fucking phrase that he used back around Christmas time of last year. This is the way that he framed it, right? When he was selling it to people. And now it's just it's welfare. So we go down here. This is already someone post that people have already seen, but this is within the last 30 minutes. Mind if I give this a read?
Go for it, dude.
Go ahead.
The incentive of pledging should be 1, to support me and keep my content coming consistently, and 2, to get personal perks. The goal is a nice reward, but it certainly shouldn't be the only reason people pledge. Quote, well, we didn't hit the goal, so we're not doing the marathon. Oh, yeah, but Phil will still be providing daily gameplay streams, vlogs, edited videos, well, I don't know about that, and cover all the latest game releases for free. So my pledge wasn't wasted. It all kept that going. The problem is people take shit massively for granted. If I were to close my business today, thousands of people would be hugely disappointed as they find me as a daily entertainment source. But if you asked, quote, why didn't you support him on Patreon to keep it going? They'd be like, quote, oh, yeah, well, crap, I would have, but too late now. People just assume shit is going to go on forever without taking action, and sadly, that's not the case at all. Wow, dude, in this same post, was quoted as saying, why not ask for PayPal donations along with having a Patreon, considering that Patreon is just a donation system? Maybe some people would want to just donate without getting anything in return. Do you ever get donations? Simple answer, I hear from Phil, responds, simple answer, tax purposes. Simply accepting money through PayPal is a huge tax liability. How do you accept it? As a payment? As a gift? How do you keep track of it all? It's a nightmare. And if I were ever to be audited and they found tons of incoming money through PayPal, it would be absolutely awful to figure out. Money coming through Patreon is easily tracked and all classified as taxable income, so it makes perfect sense to be funneled in that way. Plus, people get stuff out of it too. Moving on, a couple people say a couple things. Phil then responds, quadruple trifecta. But you've been doing the YouTube thing for years without Patreon. Are we supporting the content or the higher standard of living you've been living for the past couple years? Ooh, that ether. Here's what Phil says in response. Congrats! This veiled insult earned you a permanent ban. Just like your
Wow.
passive-aggressive attitude ever since you started posting. Seriously, this comment is so full of douchebaggery, jealousy, and ungratefulness that I wish I could fucking punch this guy through the internet. Good.
Oh, so
Passive aggressive?
It's the Kingdom Hearts stream all over again. If I could fucking punch you idiots through the internet, I would.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wow.
God, are you serious?
Wait. Did he call the other guy passive aggressive? Because hold on a goddamn minute, all right?
Oh boy.
Want to punch through the screen? That's fucking so passive aggressive. Goddamn.
Now that's directly aggressive. He's being a man here. He's letting him know.
No.
He's letting him know what time it is, Blake. He's gonna square up.
You know what? I'll throw the goddamn hands right
Woo! Roll them bones.
I'd want to see him say that to that guy's face in real life. That's for sure.
Oh man. So, anyways,
now. Damn house slippers. God damn it.
let me get this. All right. I wish I could punch this guy through the fucking internet. Good fucking riddance. All caps. I bust my ass daily to put out more content than any other single human who does what I do. I've done so daily since 2008 for free. Never charged a dime for anything, and I love that relationship. I've continuously improved both as a person and the quality of the content that I put out. If you don't think I deserve to make a living doing that, get the fuck off my forums, you dumb kid.
Ooh.
Wow.
You said some really negative
The
things.
amount of projection in that comment.
I will knock him out of his goddamn house slippers, man. I am sick of this man.
Come on, it was so slippers.
This was gone too far, right? No siree.
No siree.
Oh, sorry, Bob.
No siree. Bob and Dale. I'm not taking that. No siree.
Up in Dale. Phil then responds to another quote from Brightside Viking. So what do you think of the hangout with the fans as a perk idea? Is that out of the question? Phil responds, nobody has legitimately explained a viable way to do it. Skype is absolutely out. Xbox Live, PSN parties, and such can lead to trolling. Plus, you forget that my fans are worldwide, and trying to schedule a hangout could be a nightmare. But I'm definitely open to ideas.
Cough, cough, Discord, cough, cough.
Cough, Discord, Google Hangouts, anything.
That takes effort.
Ventrilo.
All effort.
And
Ventrilo.
there's plenty of streamers who have had fan meetups and stuff like that. It's not like the fans expect you to be able to do something where every single one of them can make it. But I mean, there's streamers out there that'll be like, hey, going down to the pub and let's grab some pizzas and some beers or something like that, and they'll have fan meetups. I mean, it's not like it's not as complicated as he makes it out to be.
Like,
He's
if
fucking lazy.
If anything, like, he can just go to a con, which is a big public event. If he expects something to happen to him, it's not going to happen in such a big public area, for one thing, because, well, let's see, there's police around the area, so people aren't going to go there to fuck with him.
Right.
Like, that'd be a waste of money. So, I mean, I don't know, lazy sack of shit.
Whoa.
He is a con artist.
Not to mention, to add on the Ghost Dragon's point, YouTubers sometimes even have their own conventions, period. Like, you know, Rooster Teeth has RTX, or in the case of Penny Arcade, they have PAX.
We're gonna do something. We're gonna go to we're gonna go to the Domino's in Renton, Washington.
What?
Yeah. That'd be
They're
dope.
going to the heart attack grill.
We're gonna go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We need to go to the heart attack.
That's
grill.
right. We do need to do that.
We'll finish our burgers, unlike Fizz.
Yeah, I'm not getting
Damn, that's a roasting, man.
He did get roasted, though.
You know
You got a
what?
good spanking.
He deserves it. If you guys don't know, Fizz went to the Heart Attack Grill, and instead of getting a quad burger like he promised us, he got a triple, and he couldn't even finish it.
He left like one onion, a piece of bacon, and like a
Like a
bite of a
tomato.
burger patty on the.
And a tomato.
A
tomato.
tomato.
And a tomato.
He
And-
wanted to get spanked.
Yeah, you know what? Calling it out. Fizz wanted to get a bit of a whipping.
The bro
calling it
hug
out.
at the end was the best, though.
I
Yep.
love the bro hug at the end because he's like, fragile and giving her a hug.
Well, I mean, his girlfriend was right there.
But he didn't have to give a bro
Still-
hug.
Yeah.
Nah,
Could
he
have
didn't.
gave her a high five or a fist bump.
He wanted to be manly about it.
Manly. All right.
Nah,
Well,
just give me one down low.
square
Just,
up with her. A down, yeah. Give me a low
A
five.
down low.
Yeah. Around here, a low five is something else.
Well, okay, listen, I don't know what you're doing, all right, but
Not with me, motherfucker.
No,
I'm
you-
talking about the whippersnappers.
no,
Keep the hands
no.
above the tables.
You keep it in the bedroom, all right? I don't want to hear what you're
The
doing.
evil table.
Shout out the evil table.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this little meltdown is grape. I think that he really he really is not
Great.
having a good he's not having a good time. He his Patreon didn't do it. His Patreon did. So he's threatening people on the fucking forums that he's gonna fuck them up and shit.
Damn.
Hey, this is his way to take out his anger on.
Don't let me catch you in the
on the
streets. I've been playing
situation.
Dark Souls. I'm fucking pumped.
Oh my god, he's gonna go fuck people up now. This is
Because he
great.
didn't hit that Patreon goal.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the guy instead. Through the
Yeah.
water, punch him through the internet. I'd love to see Phil try to square up with somebody. Anybody.
I volunteer as tribute. Let's go.
You gonna go square up? You gonna throw the hands?
Let's go fund me. Let's go.
You-
Throw them
Can you give him the
bungalows.
hands?
Oh, that reminds me of that one Simpsons episode, and I think this would be like Phil trying to fight someone when Homer had to go back to college. So like Mr. Burns is trying to hit him with a baseball bat, and he's just lightly tapping him, and then he just falls over.
Yeah, Mr. Burns, the New Haven nuisance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lupo wouldn't know about that because that's a newer episode.
No, it's gonna be like the episode Mr. Burns tries to crush the water cup and he can't do that.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Chris, you looking int.
yeah.
What
All
the
right,
fuck?
that's his effort grown.
Effort grown.
Yeah.
That sounds like old man sex.
Smithers. Moving on. Submitted by Tick once more. Actually, we do have a special surprise with what Tick did. It was pretty interesting. Mr. Tick points out the $400 to $500 investment for PlayStation VR, saying he'll make it back in the videos, though. Again, submitted by Tick. I'm having trouble figuring out how he's going to share this experience of VR. Lupo, you're doing a bunch of research on it, and you actually pre-ordered it yourself. Can you tell us how it's going to be possible to share your experience through PlayStation VR?
Well, it's going to be incredibly hard because the way that it is that it just displays what's on the VR device, or at least that's how the Oculus Rift does it. And the Oculus Rift, when you do it, when you open a game or whatever, it opens a window, not full screen, and has the two hole marks there. They're supposed to be for your eyes, and then it puts your eye and then puts that screen onto the VR headset. So I have zero idea how he's even going to show it or how it'd even be comfortable. In fact, I watched a stream of the Oculus Rift day one from Giant Bomb, and they were trying to do this. They're trying to show off the gameplay for it, and it didn't work at all because think about it. You're moving your head around, and you're doing all this shit, and while for you, looking in the VR headset, and you're doing all these actions, it might look good. For the viewer, it's probably going to give you motion sickness because it doesn't look right. So no matter what it does, even if it does go full screen, it's not going to be a pleasant experience for people to watch. For PS Move, I can see that since you don't need to see anything that only he's seeing. For VR, for recording stuff, I simply do not think it's going to work.
So, being that it has the potential to make the viewers just uneasy, disoriented, possibly sick, but just that it will not be fun to watch. I think that VR is a very personal experience, right? I don't think that it's the same kind of thing. So he's trying to say that he's going to make this money back on videos for essentially a device that is very personal. I don't see him. I mean, he could possibly make it back, but in the grand scheme of things, he needs to make views overall. And if this is going to be if he's intending for this to be a big attraction on his channel, that's going to bring in a lot of views, yes, he might make back the money in the grand scheme of things, but he would anyway with his streams. So, do you think this is going to be a popular thing, or do you think this is going to kind of just be like, okay, well, I mean, he's doing VR, but it's not really interesting to us?
Yeah, and also Eddie brought up a good point. The PS Move and the Kinect were at the times when he was popular. He was actually popular, and he actually got good views. And that was in late 2010. That's when people didn't know what to expect, and that's when the Kinect and the PS Move weren't very good. So it was funny to watch how bad it was, or something like that. So a completely different experience to VR. These VR is just normal games, but it's for you and not for people just to watch. It's not designed for that. I don't see it being fun to watch whatsoever. From what I've seen, absolutely not. It'd be good for you. I still think it's cool, but only be cool for you, and I don't really think anybody else would want to watch it.
Not
And
only
we're
that, but go on.
No, go ahead, Fezzy.
Oh, what I was gonna say is Phil never really does his research on stuff, so him trying to figure out how he's going to get that money back is also going to be what's going to stop him from doing anything with VR. He's simply too stupid to realize that it's not going to be very easy to get that money back by doing gameplay stuff with it.
Mm-hmm. And what's also funny is the VR headset they bought, it was the $500 version that comes with the camera and 2 Move controllers, which are optional. The thing is, though, he has both of those things, so he pretty much just wasted another $100.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Oh
keep
yeah, I
that in
forgot he
mind.
had the PS Move.
Yeah, the PS Move and he has the PS camera, so that's where the $100 come from, because the headset itself is $400.
And we're also talking about a guy that's hurt his foot playing a Wii game.
A Wii game. A Wii game on the couch.
I'm just curious how the headset's going to stay on that greasy head of his.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, the hair. Oh, dude, that'd be nasty.
That thing's going to be so gross when he takes it off.
It's like the equivalent of passing your bro a controller when you have the Cheeto dust on your fingers. It's gonna be like, nah, man, I'm good.
Man,
It'll smell.
fuck people who do that.
Yeah.
It'll smell like authentic Italian sauce.
Don't fucking do that.
I got
Gross.
Dorito fingers.
Don't do that either. Cheeto fingers, Dorito fingers.
boy.
Don't do it. If you have to do something before the fingers, and they say, "Bro, gotta pass the controller, bro," don't do it.
Don't do that shit, dude.
Nah, but they can lick the nacho off. It's fine.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? You did that around me, I'd fucking punch you square in the head.
Blake probably is one of those ones that sits there and eats Cheetos and Doritos
Actually,
while he's
whenever-
playing, and then
Nah,
he hands you
nah.
the fucking
When I
orange
game,
dusted controller.
When
Yeah.
I game, I eat pretzels.
Pretzels. So
Eh,
fancy. You're gonna eat
No,
the pretzels.
Listen,
Pretzels
I
aren't
get.
fancy.
I get
That's a
no, no,
fancy
no, no.
snack to the snack food.
No,
it's
not.
Eat some
Listen, I get-
pretzels.
No,
are not
no.
fancy.
Not
That's
just any pretzel.
fanciness.
Not just any
No.
pretzel though. I get these sourdough rods.
Oh, see, see, look at
That's
this
not
fuck
fancy.
face.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
want
like
those.
$2.
Oh, I'm gonna get those sourdough rods.
no.
That's not
Nah.
very fancy.
Nah,
People in the chat, you all know that pretzels are not goddamn fancy.
nah,
for snacks.
that's
Even
for
a snack.
for gaming food. Come on.
Chocolate
No, dude, a
covered
bowl of pretzels. Oh my god, Mughal is right.
What?
For once.
Chocolate
The
covered
chocolate clear.
pretzels.
Yeah.
No,
those
I'm
are
not
dope.
saying they're not good. I'm just saying that's a little fancy.
Dude,
for
you
some-
eat
for some-
pistachios. You eat
and I-
pistachios.
And they are delicious. They hit the spot just right. And especially when they're pre-shelled, you ain't got to get your hands dirty. You know what I mean? You just pop them in. You're good. to go.
Dude! How dare you? I told you about the whistling.
How dare you? How dare you?
I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was gonna fucking do that.
Nuh-uh.
What's with the snapping? Did you do a neck roll? Did you do 3 snaps in a neck roll?
I'm feeling sassy today. God damn.
I ain't feeling that shit.
God damn. Did someone whistle this? the chat.
Did someone whistle?
Nah, that wasn't. That was the
No, you want to know who whistled?
that was the gameplay.
Oh, the gameplay, yeah, Resident Evil. Liam goes,
that's how you attract the zombies to your location, and then.
Yeah, hey Fred, how's it go?
What?
How's Leon attract zombies?
Oh god.
No, get the fuck out of here with the whistle.
Yeah, nah. That's like El Chapo. You know what I mean?
What does he do?
He's what? What does he do? All right. Well, you see, El Chapo, Lupo, you contend that they just sort of let him out, right? Is that what it is?
That's actually not what my psychology teacher told me about it.
Okay.
And he said that he had people, he had a special prison cell because he's real special. The people inside knew the prison. They knew where to exactly, they drilled into the place. They dug like a mile-long hole, and they got him in the shower. Like they had had a hole in the shower where he could escape. Mm-hmm. And he had like a little trolley to get him out of here. But no, I want to hear.
Trolley?
A trolley.
Yeah.
Some kind of cart or something.
Now, to that contention, it's not like people are just letting him go home or whatever. What happens is he's sitting there, right? He goes, "Yo quiero go home," and then he goes right out of the prison. It's very simple.
This is the shit I'm talking about.
It's very, very simple how this works.
I dislike the whistling.
Ah.
You're not a budgerigar. You don't need to do that.
A budgerigar. He says, "Yo quiero go home," and then he goes right home. That's it.
Yeah.
He goes.
Dude, what the fuck was that?
I don't know what the fuck.
That sounded like a loose anus farting.
A shooting star. Oh, fuck! What?
Wait, what? How do you know?
I can imagine. Oh, okay.
What are you looking for?
Nah. You see, Lupo goes.
What?
You're the worst whistler ever. It's like Herbert the pervert.
Cat call.
Yo quiero go home. Yo quiero go home. All right. Well,
I'm not good at this, okay?
yeah.
You're not good at it, are you?
Fucking shit. All right. Well, anyways, back to Earth. I don't fucking know. Let's share this thing. All right. We talked about Tick and his phantassery. So let's share this and let's get this one out of the way because this one's very interesting. So here, ladies and gentlemen, our good friend Tick, and you'll probably see him in the chat. Mr. Tick has created something of a novelty. Now, I want to point out two very important things before we get into this. Number one, this isn't meant to be 100% accurate. In fact, this is sort of more as a curiosity, right? An experiment, if you will. Number two, Tick did not create this to like make fun of Phil or disparage him or try to take a pot shot at him. It was merely just curiosity, and Mr. Tick, a good friend of ours, just sort of put this together just as just for shits and giggles. And he tweeted me and he was like, "Oh, hey, I kind of made this for fun, but if you want to see it, I'll let you see it." I took a look at it, and I was pretty amazed by this. I thought this was very thoughtful, and so here is what we're looking at. What he did is he put together a nice little formula here. Originally, if you can see here, he took. And I edited this a little bit. I changed the values just because I wanted to prove a point about this month. But basically, he put max views, min views, so you can put in sort of his ceiling and his floor for a given time period. Then you factor in how many people are going to be using AdBlock. You factor in his CPM, which we can estimate at about. See, this is why it's not completely accurate, and that's why you can kind of play with these and sort of hypothesize and sort of experiment with the actual values here. Then you factor in the people that the share that you get from your actual MCN, and then for fun he included the cost of living monthly and yearly for the area. And if we use this formula and we use sort of how he did this month, we're looking at around 2.365. Okay. After all is said and done, just from YouTube itself, this formula estimates that we would be approximately $1,451 below the normal living wage for two people in the Seattle area. Now, he also factors in Patreon, of course. And with Patreon, when all is said and done, for this month, if we were to use this sort of as an indicator, just a rough idea, he would be below the normal living wage after Patreon by $200. And again, just wanted to stress that this is not absolutely perfect, but it's interesting to play with. And I talked with Tick, and he's cool with us sort of putting this out so that people can kind of play around with this. And again, it's not meant to be taken serious or anything like that. It's just basically, you know, a novelty, something to play around with. And, you know, as time goes on, maybe we can use a tool like this to sort of fine tune it and, you know, kind of see if we can get a better idea of, you know, how serious is Phil doing. And to be honest with you, for me, looking at this and just taking this as a hypothetical, I feel as though Phil is doing worse than maybe we let on. I was soundly of the opinion that Phil was sort of making things seem worse than they are. And there's Tick115, so thank you very much for that. I was of the opinion that Phil was sort of making things sound worse than they were. But if we look at this, and if this is any reliable indicator, he's not doing so well. And this is concerning. This is concerning, and I think that's why he's hitting red alert. And yeah, so we'll be putting this out. We're gonna keep this master copy just because, like, if we put it out as an editable doc, then people are gonna fuck with it all over the place and shit. So what we'll do is we'll keep a master copy and we'll make another one that's publicly accessible, and we'll, you know, tweet it out or whatever. And yeah, if you want to play with it, you can play with it. Again, though, just want to make sure that we sort of tailor people's, make sure we kind of hedge people's expectations here. It's not meant, or it's not even possible to be an exact science here, because short of getting actual numbers from Phil, there's no way to really do this. And of course, it's meant to be a novelty. It's not meant to, you know, go after Phil or anything like that. Tick is a very genuine guy, very, you know, lighthearted guy. He doesn't mean to, you know, try to make a sweeping statement about Phil. This was, you know, a curiosity, and I respect that. I respect the fact that he sort of used numbers to have some fun. It's a very cool way to have some fun, crunching some numbers. And yeah, so what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this little formula here? I know I've been gushing over this this mathematics.
I think it was pretty informative, actually. There's a lot of attention to detail in it. I really like it.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's got a lot of information on it, even stuff that I didn't even know.
So after we can get another copy of it, just for, you know, for people to mess around with it, you can have fun, have at it.
I'm not the most mathematically minded person, but it was very informative, and I think it taught us a bit more about how Phil's views and shit works.
Very nice. Ready to move on?
I haven't made that little money since working part-time in high school.
Wow.
That's, like, mind-blowing to me.
Damn.
And where I live, the cost of living isn't nearly that high.
Well, if you were to bring that up to Phil, you'd get a permanent ban off the forum, so careful with that.
I would still sleep okay at night.
So, there's that. Let's move on. Let's do some more viewer submitteds. Phil is now struggling to reach his Patreon goal. Is this a sign that he has passed the point of no return, ignoring the what-ifs that may or may not be talked about, submitted by The mathematician himself, Mr. Tick.
I don't think he had a very interesting top goal this month. The Blizzard thing, I don't think really struck a chord with a lot of the people that donate to him. It just, I mean, 2 of them were games that he's never really expressed any interest in playing before. He claims he's played WoW a couple times, but I mean, I don't think he has any WoW videos on his channels.
None.
And
Nope, none.
the Hearthstone stuff just wasn't that interesting. It was mostly him fucking around in menus and building decks.
Yeah. And Heroes of the Storm is just going to be a big mess for him.
Yeah. No, I would have donated if he would have played like Spyro or something.
As he's like
Somebody talking shit?
I
I heard Spyro. What happened?
I said if his goal would have been a Spyro marathon, I would have donated.
Fuck you.
Ooh.
Fuck you, ghost faggot.
Whoa.
Wow, dude.
I think when it comes down to it, though, if him screwing over the people who donated for Project 7 didn't make people like just stop altogether, and his Patreon didn't crash and burn, then I doubt it's going to, just because he didn't play Hearthstone.
I agree with that. I don't know. I just feel like you just sort of assume that people are going to fund it no matter what. Phil said, obviously banned from his chat. I don't know how that happened, but he said that people in the chat were quote unquote losing their shit over this goal. So I have to assume there was some desire to see him do it. And of the things he's been doing, I mean, do you really think that these indie game marathons and these platforming marathons are all that exciting to people? The most appealing 1250 goal that he's ever done, I guess, would have had to have been the Rockathon. I can't think of any like hard-hitting, must-see events that he's done on the 1250 goal.
I really get the impression that he's exaggerating that.
Well, in like these Blizzard games, these aren't games where he's going to go in and get his shit kicked in like he did in Crash and things like that. So I don't think people want to see him get pissed off and rage and act like an idiot when he starts doing terribly at a game. And these games, well, I mean, he would have done terribly at Heroes of the Storm, but it's still, there's enough there that I don't think he would have got like as pissed off as he did playing Crash.
I don't believe for a second whenever Phil says something like, "Oh, everybody lost their shit," or "This is what people wanted," and he got a million messages and shit. I think like he wants us to believe that, but when it comes down to it, even with the Rockathon, nobody was asking for Phil to show off his shitty singing ability for like 7 hours.
Hey, there was a lot of people that wanted him to sing a Slipknot song.
Yeah, that son of a fucking bitch, man. I couldn't wait to see that shit, and he did not do it. He is a motherfucker for life. Son of a bitch.
Someone sounds a little butter.
I'm lol butter. I'm lel bitter that he didn't do it. So, anyways, let's see what else we got here. Viewer Doc. That's a good one. If Phil ran for president and won, what law do you think he would pass first? What would be his platform? Keep up the great work and the endures. You guys made my spring break amazing. Thank you. That was submitted by DNova03.
He'd build a wall to
Alright.
keep his detractors out.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make YouTube great again, okay?
He's going to make his bank account great again.
And I'm gonna make Leanna the first lady, okay?
She'd be the first girl.
Well,
The first daughter.
Imagine that induction ceremony, her standing there scratching her crotch.
Oh, she would too.
Oh yeah, old man. I'm glad that you finally got to do something worthy with your life.
Don't do Leanna ever again. Leave that to me.
Fuck you.
Oh Lord,
Fuck you.
that was so so hard to listen to.
Old man.
Terrible.
Stop it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that was atrocious. Let's see. What do we got here? So, in terms of president for president, what law would he pass first? He would pass a law that trolling anyone on the internet would be illegal, punishable by death.
No memes.
No memes. That would be Loophole's platform.
No more memes. This will be a meme-free zone.
I can tell you right now, if I was president, I would make a no Finley dick law.
All right, you listen to me. You listen to me. You listen good. All right.
What?
You can't stump the Finley. All right.
That doesn't even rhyme.
Doesn't have to. All right.
Yes, it does.
He's got a stump in his pants. All right.
What? Blake.
I'm implying that his dick is a stump, Fred.
It's a chode, yeah. Sucking the chode like usual. Got it. So I would pass a law that Blake would not be allowed to survive. Like
Jesus.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
Man, I was just trying to kill like the Finley dick thing. You're like, fuck him, just kill him.
Because he might do some other sort of, phallic shit. He might do like, meat and potatoes or some shit. He might do something else.
I got plenty of things in my arsenal.
See?
Don't
Look
worry.
at his yeah. See? You can shove it up your arsenal. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Phil says that his Twitter is a business, but with him calling people limp-dicked kids and making sex with your mom jokes, do you think Phil should call it the being an asshole on Twitter instead? Submitted by Shadow Raptor. It's a very catchy name. Yeah, I don't know. Said that social media was important to his business, yet he tells people to go fuck themselves on his business Twitter. I really love that one thing he said to that kid. I don't know if it was a kid. I hate to say kid because Phil does that, but I don't know who the person was. But like they were like, what was that? He's like, oh, my voice is hoarse from fucking yelling at your mom while I hit it from the back, but Tish or whatever. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here! Don't laugh at your own shit like that on Twitter. And no one cared either.
I just think it's ironic that he can make these juvenile lowbrow jokes like that, but he flipped the fuck out when Rich sent him chest.
Yeah, that is correct. Let's see. Anybody else with the Twitter antics? All right. Phil officially reached an all-time low this week where he edited several threads and forum posts. His forums has now turned 100% into Nazi or North Korea place. It is one thing to ban or delete multiple comments and posts. However, with checking IPs, PMs, and recently editing posts, he officially went too far. Sure, there are a lot of blind white knights like KG and Sammy Samosa, but there are also good people on the King Hate forums. Not only did he violate the terms and conditions of the forum server owner GoDaddy, but how can a person be so insecure? Submitted. Oh, sorry. This is a continuous one. With this post, I am telling you guys that you need to do something about this. Phil needs to be heavily intimidated. Something bad must happen to him now. Start a movement where a lot of people leave the King Hate forums or cancel their pledge. Honestly, if Phil would have a heart attack tomorrow or fall off the stairs and be handicapped, I would feel zero sympathy. He's extremely insecure. His days are numbered, and he knows that. Submitted by Jason. Well, it's a little extreme, don't you think? That's
a little extreme.
We're not into all that kind of stuff. That's a little far. But I will say that we did try to let people know what was going on the forums. We sort of put together a team of people, and we, created group messages where we just sort of told people what was going on.
Operation DSPM.
DSPMs, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, we tried to do something, reasonable. We just tried to let people know what was going on. But, all this stuff about like we have to do something bad to him or heavily intimidate him or whatever. Like nothing like that. Not first of all, it doesn't work, but second of all, it's not. It's just not a reasonable approach. I mean, I don't know you personally, but you know, we sort of we don't really encourage that kind of thing, right? I mean, we've been pretty consistent in not supporting or encouraging or being part of any of that kind of stuff. So, we'll take a polite pass on doing something like that. But I guess I get sort of where you're coming from, and to be angry. And I guess maybe that's what we should read this more as, in terms of not a call to action, but more of just like an indicator that Phil's actions get people this upset. You know, I think that's more what we can take from this, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to like. I just like talking shit on the dude and pointing out some of his stupidity and hypocrisy, but I mean, for the most part, I don't want to see anything like terrible happen to him, like die or get crippled or anything like that.
Right.
But I think it's more of a that's how deeply he just gets under people's skin and irritates them, and then I can see why people feel that way, but I don't know if like some of that stuff. I think some like when you see some of that stuff on Twitter there or something like that, I think some people they say it, but they might not necessarily mean it. Some of them might though too. You never know. But I think just like what we do, I don't see any harm in that. But there's lines that shouldn't be crossed.
No, I agree with that. It's basically an emotional response. I don't think that when people say that, they actually mean that's what they want to happen.
Well, nobody really asked for that either.
Yeah.
Like, he's always going to be a condescending asshole, and just, honestly, just let him fuck his own business over. I mean, that's pretty much what he's doing anyway. We don't really need to do that for him. He's destroying it himself. Soon the forums are going to be gone too, so, I mean, yeah.
Let's be honest. Oops, sorry.
I was just going to let Moogle know you had that wire noise again. You got to try to...
Do I?
This is new. Yeah, you do, definitely.
I wasn't even near my microphone.
No,
like,
the wire, like the neg... I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I'll actually tie that up so it doesn't happen again. But yeah, as far as the whole thing goes, I don't know. He's just destroying his own reputation, if he even has any left. But yeah, just let him kind of dig his own grave. And that's the only thing I'd really say.
All right.
Yeah, he's his own worst enemy.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think the important thing is to just not take any comments like that seriously, because people are just talking, you know, out of irritation, out of anger. You know, they're not saying it because they genuinely want harm to come to him or anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't exactly say that for everybody, but, you know.
Moogle.
What?
Damn it, Moogle.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not even near it this time.
Somebody was scratchy.
On me, I've been muted.
I heard it, so it couldn't be me.
I'm going to keep my eye on it, and I'm going to kill the person that's responsible.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We've got... Oh.
What?
All right. Phil's birthday is next week on April 6th. I forgot about that. Oh, man, we got to pitch in and get him something. Phil's birthday is next week on April 6th. Do you think Leanna will get him something with all that hard-earned soap money? Or will she give him some underwear time for a change? Or will he just take himself out on his birthday and vlog them doing something boring? Or even worse, go on and beg for birthday donations on Patreon, submitted by Jason X440.
I don't know about everybody else, and I'm not entirely sure what Leanna's going to do, but I think I'll send him a job application for his birthday.
I know what
that's dirty.
I know what Leanna's gonna get Phil for his birthday. The ultimatum that she's gonna go to Vash.
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna get for his birthday. She gets him shitty shit. Like, what did she get him last year? She got him a calendar and a 2 video game cartridge pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is like a child. That's like getting something for her dad.
Maybe she'll slip him a little bit of nipple or something.
I don't know.
She can keep that.
She doesn't want to devalue that, and that is mainly a reward for doing very well on YouTube financially. So, this is like a Patreon goal. She has to stick to her guns, and if she allows for her stock to plummet in terms of the scarcity of the resource, it will devalue, and Phil will. Maybe he's got cameras set up in his house. Maybe he can get underwear time via screen whenever he wants if this were to happen. So she's got to keep it close to the vest, if you know what I mean, or close to the chest.
Pretty much.
So the economics of Leanna, you see that? Man, it's very important stuff. Let's see what else we got here.
I just had the question though, who the fuck gets someone a calendar anymore?
No, so he can know how many days are left in the month, so he can really get those search results up,
People.
Yeah, he wants to know what game comes out.
All right, let's have a look. See. At what Patreon level will Phil start attacking his own fans for, quote, not supporting him, such as if he makes less than $1,000 or fails to make a goal submitted by Full Hands? Interesting.
I think we'll get a good idea once in about, 3 hours my time. So if he doesn't make the goal for this month, we'll probably get an inkling as to how he'll react, and if it continues to go even further, I'm sure we'll start seeing him hit critical mass.
Are you ready for the drama video coming up in a few hours?
He might have one on
Patreon
standby.
goal. Yeah, I didn't make my Patreon goal, so I'm not doing the marathon.
I was expecting him to hit critical mass when he got his first machinima check.
Well, I mean, we're at that point now where he's starting to get the checks from December, January, and then here coming up he'll get February. Jeez, I don't know.
He's only up to 1170 as of right now on Patreon.
That's right. So I believe he made $5 in the past hour and a half. So, I mean, that fucking, Clara Baby Legs is making more on Patreon than Phil at this point, and she's just a... Ugh.
Let's not talk about her and that
Phil
whole
just
situation.
needs to show some cleavage.
Yeah, it's some side...
Oh.
Yeah, Phil can show some side ass, and then he'll get...
Hold on. Do you remember the goddamn shower video? We don't need a repeat of that.
What shower video? You mean hers or his?
Phil's with the axe.
They both have shower videos.
Please, I have standards of living, and this
I have $1 too. There's back-to-back TBH posts in the chat. I'm not happy about this.
Hey, to expand on the Leanna birthday gift for Phil, I'm going to expand on what Garrus Vicarian posted in the chat and say that maybe Leanna will get him a cake with KG will pop out of it.
Ah!
That would be a very distasteful cake, TBH.
I mean, like KG with a horse mask on.
Oh yeah, that does remind me of last night when I was looking on Dragon Killer's Twitter and everything. He posted a quote from Phil where he said that one day he's just gonna get on stream butt fucking naked and have his balls flap about and shit.
Okay, I don't need to hear that.
That's grape. That's so grape. I'm not happy.
That's not.
They'll probably look like grapes.
God damn it with the shit. Turn Blake into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How bad would it be compared to the stuff we saw with Jackass?
Might be worse.
Jackass, no, Jackass is definitely going to be worse, especially with that fucking horse cum.
Yeah, the horse spunk in the cup, that was the only thing that bothered me on Jackass.
I don't know. I
Well,
think
the
that
snake-
anything that Phil can do is not nearly as bad as Jackass, in my opinion.
Somebody asks about Dark Souls 3 publisher Namco, Bandai Namco, asking people not to release any new content until after, between April 1st and April 11th. Will Phil actually comply? This was a little bit of a back and forth, right? I mean, somebody brought this up to Phil and said, hey, Phil, did you know that they're requesting for people not to stream between these dates? And what is your response to such? Phil says, I'm not under embargo, so I ain't gonna motherfucking do it. Let me grab this quote and we'll have at it for the people at home. Patreon update, we got an influx of pledges and are now up to 1165. That's funny. He posted that an hour ago. So, well, how is that an influx? It went from 1160 to 1165, and now it's at 1170. How is that an influx of pledges?
$5 is a lot.
$5, yeah.
Yeah, $5 is a lot for him. You didn't you know?
Yeah. All right. So here is the post in question. Bobank. All right. So it says here, heads up. Bandai Namco are now asking for no streaming of Dark Souls 3 between the 1st and the 11th of April. Phil's response has nothing to do with me. That's for people who got an advance copy and signed an NDA, neither of which I did. Then, only people being asked to not stream DS3 are those who got advance copies under the NDA embargo agreement, not me. A bunch of back and forth. Phil then tells somebody that they don't know what they're talking about. There's no legal embargo anywhere, and it has to be disclosed publicly. So I'm not sure. I don't know, the precedent here. I don't know the legality, but do you guys think that this is actually going to be an issue, or is he in the right here?
No, he's not.
He's not in the right.
He is not in the right. He's not special like he thinks he is.
I think if they catch him, it's gonna bite him in the ass. It's just a matter of getting caught.
It's karma. Maybe next time he won't fucking talk down at his fans and come across as a condescending asshole, as he's always been.
That's what I would love to see. I mean, I know it won't happen, but I would love for Namco to see what he's doing with the Dark Souls 3 videos, see how big of an asshole he's being about it on like social media and stuff, and just fucking wreck him and make an example out of him.
I can see that. I don't think it would happen, but it'd be pretty funny.
No, that's the only unfortunate thing. The odds of it happening are slim to none, unfortunately.
Yeah. Namco's pretty good about what they do, so I doubt anything like that would happen. So yeah.
What is that? What is that noise?
I hear that. It's fucking.
Yeah, I hear
it
it
sounds
too.
like. It sounds like.
I hear it too.
I'm muted.
It's like rustling.
So that's Maggle for sure. Maggle, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't know where. I don't know how that.
It's cord noise. It's noise traveling down the cord of your headset.
I don't know
or
how
your-
that's being picked up. That's really weird.
What being picked up? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm not like anywhere near it.
Going to kill you. All right. So killing Moogle aside, let's see. With Phil naming his Persona 3 character Shitpickle, how mad do y'all think DSP was that he couldn't name his character a reference to the Dracula episode of Wait, Who's This? Fred Fucks from a fan from YouTube, copyright. That's a it's a nice name. He's used Fred Fox before for his Fallout New Vegas and I believe Fallout 3. Um, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I remember he gave a shout out Fallout 4, which is nice. It's nice material for the for my intro and stuff. So I don't know. Somebody wants a skit. Well, we'll save the skits. Maybe we'll do that some other time. So the person that submitted the Dark Souls 3 thing was Pokak? Pakak? Posak? Pakak? P-O-C-O-K. So, Pokak. Pokok. Yeah. Whatever your name is, however that's pronounced, thank you. How long will it be until DSP makes a rant video about getting his February February paycheck from Machinima, since February was his lowest month ever, submitted by Byron? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
I think he's trying to keep the drama videos at Machinima to a minimum. I don't think he's in a position to... I mean, at this point, the only solid business partner that he has right now is actually Machinima. So I don't see him wanting to rock the boat with them at this point. I could be wrong, but I don't think it would be smart for him, and I think that he knows better. So that's my opinion on that. What do you guys think? Any drama videos about Machinima specifically?
Maybe not
doubt
until
it.
he finally gets dropped. But that won't be for a while.
He's got their fucking dick so far up his ass. Don't think he's gonna be doing that anytime soon.
Damn.
I think it'd be best if he keeps his mouth shut. Now, he might know that.
Yeah, be better off doing that. Honestly, it wouldn't be the first time that he would have to keep his mouth shut. I wonder. I think he should do it more often.
All right. Let's see. What else we got here? Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. If Phil became so desperate for publicity that he offered to be on the SoKast, would you guys have him on? And if so, how would the podcast go? In parentheses, what would you guys talk about? What questions would you ask, etc. Submitted by Jay. So yeah, I don't think he would come on for publicity. I think he would come on as a last desperate act to try to get people to stop saying shit about him. You know, like, I need this to stop. Maybe I'll try something different, and I'll do this. If he wanted to come on, we'd have him on. We've been, pretty open and inviting. We've been pretty straightforward in asking him, inviting him to come on and talk with us. I sent him an email. I remember there was a situation where he was on the forums, and he was trying to say, like, they haven't even invited me, so of course I'm not going to go. Which I thought was pretty bullshit. So I responded to it and, informed him that he would absolutely be welcome onto the forum, onto the podcast if he would like to come talk with us. It's definitely not going to happen. I don't think. But if he did want to come on, we would talk. However he wants to talk, if he wants to do one-on-one or whatever, I guess we can arrange that. But if he wanted to talk to the group or whatever, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't think it would happen. What we would talk about, we would just bring up things that he's talked about, issues that we've had, things that need explanation. I would ask him about his motivations and his intentions in his actions, and I would ask him flat out some tough questions, like if he's trying to play a character, and if he does factor in things, if he reads the stuff, if he watches the videos, and to what extent he's, you know, sort of aware of the things that go on, and if he still continues to do the stuff that he does regardless. If maybe he does things, you know, in order to, you know, generate a response from us or something. Like, I'd have a lot of questions like that. If I were to ask him any. But probably won't happen. It's nothing that we need to get our hopes up about. And
Yeah.
you know, if it happened, that'd be great. Maybe we'll hook it up for the 100th episode. How about that? Which is coming up. We're on 75, dude. The 100th is coming up. That would be. Wouldn't that be fitting if we got Phil for the 100th episode?
That'd be fucking great.
That's coming up in September.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I just
I would
imagine
love
it'd be
that.
Sammy Samosa 2.0.
He'll at least talk a little faster.
Nah, like,
That's true.
no, I mean, like, we'll get the same response from the chat, too. When is the debate actually getting started?
Nah, you see, Phil would probably back out the moment that he hears a hard question.
It's possible.
That's true.
Nah. I don't know what he actually has to gain, though, by coming on, right?
He has nothing to gain.
Yeah, I was
but,
about to say.
I don't know. He doesn't exactly well, how much would he have to lose, though?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, let's see. Do you think Phil will go so far as to sell some of the junk he has, such as beanies, a few of his shirts, his Sonic safety helmet, cowboy hat, etc.,
Safety helmet.
and pass it off as authentic memorabilia to make a quick buck? Submitted by Garrus. You know, that actually, you know what? That actually, you know, who wouldn't want to get a grease-stained fucking helmet, Sonic helmet? You know, like, huh? Never really thought about that, huh?
I don't want any of his shit.
Ah, come on.
Dude, that thing would be so fucking greased up that if I set fire to it, it would go up in a blaze.
Oh man, set fire to it. I actually, I've never thought about this before, but I really do. Remember there was that eBay posting of like a game that he autographed, Heavy Rain.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I do think that he might do something like that sometime. I really do. You know, like if he really got desperate, he'd be, hey, here's my Street Fighter stick that I you know, won the Evo 4th place with. Here's my 1-up mushroom beanie that I always fucking wear. Here's my Sonic helmet. Here's my I like calling it a helmet. Here's you know, here's Leanna's baby teeth. They just came out a couple weeks ago. I don't know, like there would be a lot of things that he could sell that his fans would actually purchase. I know it. I know for a fact.
Oh man, if things got really bad, he'd probably sell his house as memorabilia too.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it? If he like got one of his fans to buy his house, his memorabilia, you get to walk around. Ah, fucking Kaz, fucker. Here's Leanna's underwear for you thirsty motherfuckers.
Stop.
I'm not even going to comment.
I'm gonna fucking puke.
But I don't know. I think that, you know, I think he would sell some memorabilia. I really, really, really do.
Well, he'd probably like shave some of his goatee hairs off and say like, "Here's some goatee hairs as memorabilia."
It's not gonna be very much of them.
Oh god, that'd be so dumb.
But yeah, that's
You think you would ever auction off his sauce recipe?
no.
Who would want it?
No,
I don't know, KG.
It's not that complicated. Dump some fucking canned tomatoes and about 5 gallons of water into a pot and throw in every seasoning that you have in the cupboard.
And sugar. Don't forget the sugar.
Yeah,
Not just the
half a pound
sugar,
of sugar.
but
Half a
all
bag
of
of
the
sugar.
water.
A whole bag of sugar.
Oh, and don't forget to burn the meatballs.
Oh yeah, but
Yep.
and you know, throw them out because all you're using them for is their grease.
Well, that's the fat pork or whatever, salt pork.
You could still eat those.
You don't want. I like to say salt pork. That's fun, right? Moogle, salt pork.
Bill's a salt pork.
I don't.
That would imply that there's at least some meat on its
Fucking
bones.
brutal.
It's a shame that he's still not in Connecticut, though, because he won't be able to auction off that toilet he poured the bacon grease into.
Oh.
Dude, not even HP sauce will save that fucking steak. I'll tell you that.
Here's another one we've got. Thoughts on Phil's fans asking for a Cooking with the Queen, submitted by Jim Moriarty. So a Leanna cooking show. So Cooking with the Princess. I think it would be so douchey. Like, so fucking douchey to have this bitch fucking, here's some coriander soaked popsicles that have kiwi, starfruit, melon, guava-ness, and wasabi. Like, man, that would be so fucking shitty to listen to her stroke her ego about her cooking. It would be, you know what it would be like? It would be like Amy's Baking Company on Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm out. See ya.
No, it'd be like Shit Kitchen.
It would be Shit Kitchen, but
yeah, that would be shit. That would be a very shit kitchen.
she would be like Amy from Amy's Baking Company.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And Phil, actually, that's a pretty good parallel to draw. You know, Phil tries to square up with people. He wants to punch them through the internet and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I am the gangster. You are not the gangster.
Yeah.
You see, my family ran in an Italian mob, okay?
Okay.
No, the only thing that I have to ask, if this ever happens, the clock and the clock on the microwave must be 8 minutes apart.
The clock.
They need to be 8 minutes apart. It will
Dude.
complete the cycle.
Fancy, you're shitting on my time.
Your time is garbage.
Yeah? Well, so is your taste in games.
Okay.
Yeah, but at least I can complete the games that I have. You just keep buying your games.
I've completed a lot of games, so...
Yeah,
I don't know where you're getting that from.
alright. This motherfucker, he,
Ooh.
First there's Cyber, who never finishes a single game, and then there's Moogle, who has a backlog about as long as,
Great Wall of China.
yeah, that.
Damn.
It's because all that Japanese garbage that Moogle plays is like 60 hours long.
No, the Tales of Asparagus.
Wait, you call it Lost Odyssey Japanese?
I like Lost Odyssey, but yeah.
I actually took the time to beat that game, so fuck you.
Well, I
Fuck
mean,
you.
you know, there's also that, Tales of Asparagus.
Yeah.
And how many games would you have knocked out of your backlog if you didn't play like 2,400 hours of Dota 2?
I'd probably be caught up on all the games, actually, to be frank.
You see, while I might have 1,400 hours in Isaac, I can still at least complete the games that I buy.
Yeah,
Wait,
sure, sure. See.
That's not fair, though, because when Moogle isn't playing Dota 2, he's playing Smite.
So,
Yeah.
So there's no way he'd ever finish a backlog even if he stopped playing Dota 2.
He
He's
did
like an
stop playing
alcoholic.
Dota too.
He's like an alcoholic, man. He's like, well, I don't drink vodka anymore. I moved on to rum.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
Well, you see, I mean, I could run in parallel. I haven't been playing Isaac lately. I've been playing Meat Boy.
Yeah, and you still haven't completed it?
Ooh.
I have beat the game 106%, so you can shut the mouth there.
Why are you still playing it?
The Iron Man achievements. I must get those, including Impossible Boy.
No.
I will get it one day. I promise.
And
Oh.
then you can.
Let this be known on the podcast. I swear on thy soul that I will get thy Impossible Boy achievement.
Okay, Shakespeare.
Of course, the minute Ghost Dragon brings up alcohol, there's fucking fizz.
Oh yeah, he was slandering you earlier.
Alcohol.
Hey, Fazzy, when you get those achievements, maybe then you can finally acknowledge that you beat the meat, right?
I already said that a few days ago.
All right, so moving on. Oh, that's what you guys were talking about the muff. You're banned from the Google Doc. I wish we could. Somebody asked about the muff being shaved into different shit. Do you think, all right, here we go, back to fucking shit we actually would want to talk about. Do you think Phil would have as many haters if he was actually entertaining? Submitted by Rap Clone Dio.
Well,
I don't even know what to say.
well, you see, if he was entertaining, that would mean that he was actually good at his job. So, in order for him to do that, that would mean that his attitude would need to be changed. So, in order for that to happen, we'd have to be in a parallel universe. So, yeah, go on.
In a nutshell, he'd have to be the complete opposite of what he currently is.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I don't know if he could actually deliver a half-decent joke, maybe. And I mean, maybe. He just tries way too hard to be funny. That's his problem. So, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't think you'd have that many haters if he actually tried to, like, not... Like, he's not as funny as he thinks he is.
Shoot.
So, yeah.
Shootang. Wow. I think that, I think that he could stand to be a little more, less reliant on the dick and fart and sex and jokes like that. I think that they're only funny for a little while and eventually it just gets old.
Yeah.
So, that's my take on it. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, and we have been joined now by the superior artist, Mr. Torres. How you doing tonight?
Torres, yeah.
More like the late artist.
Ooh.
Oh, hi, Margot. How's your sex life?
Oh!
Oh, you got on a special ed now?
Fuck you.
How was the short bus ride home?
It was great.
Wow.
Torres rides the short bus confirmed.
Wow, he even admitted it.
I was
Holy shit.
kidding, you fuckers. God damn.
There is no kidding.
Damn,
There's only
dude.
the short bus.
Woo. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
bitch.
fucking up the headphone users. So we're sorry. I'm sorry. We're fucking up the headphones today.
I apologize on my behalf as well.
You always do.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
Ooh, shit. He told him a cuss word. Did you hear that?
Save that after the podcast, Fazzy. God damn.
Don't fuck each other.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's got his hand.
All right. So, all right, Mr. Torres, you came at a great time because we're about to wrap up the Phil stuff and get to the gaming stuff. Huh? Huh?
Well, I was hoping I would get one Phil topic. Whatever. What's the
Oh,
game
wow. A one filter. All
And
right.
the other time, he's like, when are we going to talk about gaming?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that shit.
topic? Yeah, what was that like last year?
All right, I got one for you, Torres. This
Okay.
is the next one. This is the next one in the list. Do you guys think if Phil's career goes under, he would go on welfare, get an EBT, or maybe even go on an extreme, go to an extreme in order to avoid work? For example, jump in front of a car to collect money from a lawsuit submitted by Swag Ass Alvarez.
I don't think Phil's that stupid enough to do something like that to get himself hurt in order to get some money. I'm just saying. I know he
Talking
does.
about he's got his fucked up back.
Yeah.
I know, but he does dumb stuff, but he wouldn't do anything that outrageous. I'm pretty sure he has a brain, and I'm sure he's smart enough to know not to do anything that stupid. That's not saying much.
Nah. I don't know. Feel like he'd do some shit.
I don't know. I don't think he'd be the kind of person that would do something that drastic.
Aw, come on. You're just not thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box, huh? The
He would do
that,
something fucked up. He would like try to do some sort of some sort of pyramid scheme, some sort of shit. I know he would.
So thinking outside the box, like Pandora's box, or the box that Torres is never gonna get, or what? Huh? What do you think?
Gonna start drawing fucking. I mean, the one thing about selling his fucking memorabilia or whatever the fuck, but I think that's a thing. It's a reasonable thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I think he would like start a pyramid scheme, like high interest loans or something. I don't fucking know. But all right, we'll move on. What do you think, Torres? It's up to you, man. What's the get rich scheme that he's gonna be doing? And he's listening because he needs to know, Torres. Save this man's life.
Pictures of Panda Lee's bat symbol.
Oh God!
Fuck you.
You mean her smile?
Oh,
Not
what,
that
eh?
one.
I don't got no answer for this. I don't know what Phil would do.
Moving on, gaming topics. Hey, Moogle.
What's up?
Final Fantasy 15 will be released September 30th, 2016.
It's cool. I'm actually, after seeing gameplay of it, and I haven't played the demo yet because I just downloaded it because I recently bought a PS4, and I'm waiting to play it. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to, but I really want to try it. So to see if I can maybe try to get into the game. I went into it first glance, like when I first saw a trailer of it back in like 3 years ago, thinking this game doesn't look that great. But after looking into it more, seeing like demo gameplay and stuff, it actually looks like a really fun game, and it reminds me of Final Fantasy Type 0 a lot, which I actually really liked when I played on the PSP. So I'm probably gonna buy it. So it definitely changed my mind after really looking into it. And they also did the live stream coverage as well for some anime and the game itself. I didn't really see it myself, but it looks really interesting. That collector's edition, though, $270.
The collector's edition already got sold out on PS4.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm. People are hungry for Final Fantasy. Don't blame them.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it. So. But yeah, as far as it goes though, it's awkward. I'm really looking forward to playing it, and I really do hope it comes out good. So, and it's Square's last-ditch effort too, because apparently they said something about how if the game doesn't sell enough, they might not last too long. I remember reading something on it. But yeah, that's all I can really say about Final Fantasy 15.
All right. Any other thoughts on Final Fantasy 15? I thought you were going to be a treasure trove of excitement and anticipation, Moogle.
I am excited for it, but it's just like I haven't really played much of the demo, so I couldn't really tell you if I couldn't really tell you if it's gonna be good or not. So I'll let you know when I actually get a chance to play it.
All right. Moving on. Have any of you played Nightcry? Submitted by Tick. Nightcry?
No.
No Nightcry.
Don't know what that is.
All right.
Never heard of it.
No Nightcry. Sorry, Tick. Let's see. It might be too early to say, but how well do you think this year is doing for games compared to last year, and how do you think it will be moving forward? Submitted by Vic Boss.
I think it's better than last year because they actually do got some for so far in April and May is looking pretty good, and depending on what gets announced through the fall, I would think that this year gaming is probably going to be way better.
Well,
So
I mean,
far, we haven't gotten any disappointing games. So far, I mean, it could still happen, but overall, it might be a solid year.
well, you see, last year we didn't have Ratchet and Clank, so that means that this year is automatically going to be better, in my opinion, at least.
But that game is not 60.
Shut up, loophole.
I think that I don't know. I think there are some games that are, gonna be grape. I think Doom is gonna be really good. Obviously, Uncharted 4. We've already played the beta and stuff, so we've already got some great gameplay out of that. The multiplayer side, just for the beta, it was a lot of fun. I think there's a good amount of games coming out. Obviously, Street Fighter V released, and The Division. I personally liked UFC. So there are games coming out, and there are games down the line that are going to be good. But I feel like there is I don't know. It just feels like it's just kind of so far. I mean, yeah, there's a few big releases, but I don't know, the just kind of feels I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not.
I think like the last 2 years have been why I've been playing a lot more older games than current ones. There just haven't been a lot that I've actually looked forward to.
All right. Any other thoughts on that before we move on? Moving on. Let's see. How do you guys feel about Tri-Ace editing out the underwear shots and the revealing clothing on female characters in the upcoming game Star Ocean 5 to not offend Western audiences? Submitted by Fate.
Okay, I'm gonna lay down a law.
Oh, here we go. Oh shit!
All right. So, I don't even know why this is a controversy. For starters, this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. All right, it is. It's the dumbest thing too because one, the character is 18 years old, and we've seen a lot of characters back even before with ridiculous, skimpy ass outfits. So why now it's a fucking issue is beyond me, and why people are offended over the most ridiculous, senile shit. I don't fucking know. It's ridiculous, but there shouldn't even be a controversy. Why are you even looking up a girl's skirt in a fucking RPG? It's an RPG, for fuck's sakes. Play the fucking game. Why are you so invested on looking up some chick's skirt?
SJW is ruining gaming.
Like, for fuck's sakes, man. This
is just a repeat of the Fire Emblem
frustrating.
controversy.
It's so frustrating because now it's like games are getting shit removed for dumbass reasons. like even butts are getting even butt shots are getting fucking removed from popular games. Like
Oh
it's
no.
fucking ridiculous. I don't understand this. It is so fucking stupid that people are getting offended by it, have to bitch about it, and force these game companies to do all this bullshit that they shouldn't even have to do for the Western releases of these games. It's fucking ridiculous.
I remember back in the day when I was a teenager in high school, magazines used to joke about having a nude mode in freaking DOA beach volleyball. Now these days, people would get so offended by it and have such an outcry that, these things would get banned instantly.
Like censorship shouldn't even be a thing, a common thing in these games nowadays, and that's kind of what's annoying me. And I'm not saying this because I'm not saying this because I'm like don't want to play the game, because I'm really excited for Star Ocean 5. I'm more annoyed at the fact that this whole controversy bullshit is causing the companies to put more work and effort for stupid reasons. Like, it's not even a major part of the game, so I don't even know why the fuck people are getting offended by that.
For the same reason they got offended by the Fire Emblem controversy.
Yeah, but it's just translation stuff. This, the whole, clothing and shit is just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, censorship in any form is a bad thing, Google. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's true. I do agree on that. But does it give me lots of reason to buy a game? No, I'm still going to play it. It's just, you gotta look past those problems and, think about, think about the game you're playing in that. Think about if you're actually going to enjoy it or not.
When it comes down to it, the people who get the most offensive about women being sexualized in games and shit are the people who are out to get offended in the first place.
It's just so frustrating. I these games shouldn't be censored for dumbass reasons. It's a fucking 18-year-old girl. I mean, it could have been worse, but the point is, this shit shouldn't even be a thing, a common thing, for that matter. And it's going to be a common thing now. It's ridiculous. So, Tri-Ace, any company needs to fucking grow a backbone and say to these people, you're going to either play it or you're not going to play it. Go fuck yourself.
Which is why I'm glad that Japan is the last bastion to have not fallen to the SJW bullshit.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say.
All right. I feel like games are getting increasingly more violent while getting less sexual, and isn't that the American way? I mean, that's sort of how things go. Sex is a shameful thing. Violence and murder is a celebrated thing. I don't know. I just think it is ridiculous. Obviously, it's what can you do though? I mean, these game developers and publishers, they want to sell as many copies as possible. They're in the business of making money. And, if there's a fucking hashtag campaign against your game, if there's Reddit and tweets and YouTube videos all, upset about your game, they won't sell as many copies. So, I don't know. I mean, look at Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, right? I mean, that was the game that was like, oh yeah, let's come together and buy this game and celebrate uncensored whatever.
That's pretty much the kicker. That's pretty much the whole thing that started all this bullshit.
Well, my point is that where's the hype now? Like, the game is out. I don't see anybody playing it. I don't really.
I
Like,
barely
people-
see anyone playing it, really.
Right. Like, I mean,
Barely see anyone talking about it.
I'd love to see sales numbers for that. I mean, people celebrated the idea of the game more so than, we're on board with buying the game or whatever. I got on board for just a second. For a couple days, I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy this copy of this game and support the idea of it. But then I just ended up not getting it. Like, a couple days later, I was like, that's actually kind of stupid. That's going to cost a lot of money to get that stupid game. I'm not even going to play it. So, yeah, I mean, people are celebrating the ideas, the symbols of, this. And, I don't think when push comes to shove, they're going to buy the games they enjoy regardless if they're censored or not. And just a game that is based on not being censored is not going to do as well. And I think that's the calculation that these game developers and publishers are going to go with. How many people did not buy Street Fighter V because they took out the Armika ass slap,
Honestly, and this is what I've been saying to people too, like, face it, alright? These games are going to get completely censored, but you're still going to play the game anyway. Because this one tiny little unimportant thing gets removed from the game. It gives you a reason to not buy the game. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Also,
Like,
oh.
I was going to say, people need to get over themselves, because that bullshit needs to fucking stop. Like, I hate hearing that all the time. Even on Twitter, fucking YouTube comments, stupid shit like that. That shit needs to stop. You either gonna buy it or not buy it. If you don't like it, well, it's too bad.
I mean,
it's not up to the people. It's not up to the people, and the shit gets, well, it is up to whiny fucking entitled people, but it's it's not entirely up to the company whether they, well, actually it is, because they don't want any controversial shit to happen. But honestly, let's face the fact, the butt slap, is that really, like, if that was still in the game, would that even matter all that much when the game came out?
Well, it would matter in terms of, people doing the stupid hashtags and shit like that. See what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is that at the end of the day, the publishers and shit, they're going to make that calculation that, just give into it, and it really won't, the people that are going to buy it are still going to buy it, and the people that are going to bitch about it now won't bitch about it,
Well, the problem I have with it, though, is the people that bitch about it, these publishers are pandering to an audience that isn't going to buy the fucking thing in the first place.
True.
Yeah, like Overwatch.
Like, if a character in a fighting game smacking her ass before she does a special move bothers you that much, and that's the biggest problem you have in life, trade me.
Don't play the fucking character.
No, I mean, trade me. I want your life if that's your biggest issue in life. Because if you have enough time to sit there and be like, I am offended because Armika slaps her ass.
Right.
You have nothing to do with your life other than to sit there and wait for something like that to bitch about on the internet.
Absolutely.
Here's my question. How did people not get offended then by games like Lollipop Chainsaw?
Because that wasn't really... When that game came out, that was before the tropes versus women videos and all this other bull. That was before the Sarkeesians and the Macintoshes and all these fucking idiots that have come out of the woodwork and built up a following on social media. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
No. What's even worse to me now is that it's extending beyond just video games now. I mean, just look at the fucking Ghostbusters remake. I mean, Sony is trying hard fucking core to...
I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's not so much Sony, it's Paul Feig. And people like him.
What's his name? Wait, what's his name?
I think it's pronounced Paul Feig. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it.
God damn it, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Yeah, I get what you're saying, but anyway, they're trying hard. They're trying hardcore for damage control right now, where they're basically censoring comments on YouTube and everywhere, and just so they can write this narrative that people are sexist and racist if you don't like the new Ghostbusters. Even this is just them trying to cover up that it's a shit movie. That's all they're doing.
You know it was bad when Paul Feig, wherever you how you pronounce it.
Paul Feig.
You know what's bad when he got pissed off by people who hate his movie. He even made a comment saying "fuck the haters."
Anyway,
man.
can I just say something about the Overwatch thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
The booty wasn't even that thick, so why the hell are people complaining? It wasn't even that big to begin with, so why the
what's your
fuck are
problem?
people complaining about it?
What's your problem with the tracer booty, huh?
I got no problem with it. I don't get why it's fucking.
Then why you saying it wasn't thick?
Pop Fig.
Oh, you see, if you look at Armika and you look at fucking Tracer, there is a big difference in the size and the shape.
Yeah. See, the
So,
difference is
why
Tracer
it-
has the power to completely fuck you up. What does Armika have to do? She has to get up close to you and fuck your shit. Tracer can just rewind and gun her down.
What I'm getting at is the size is very different, and and I don't get why people are getting so offended over something so small.
Oh man.
It's not to say that people will still post Rule 34 of it though.
I'm still laughing about.
And one last thing I wanted to add about Paul Feig. I was listening to a video about the about the whole Ghostbusters thing, and basically this is the guy who's going and doing this whole Ghostbusters thing, but he also hated Deadbolt. Now look where Deadpool is now, and look at where his Ghostbusters movie is gonna be.
Yeah. Pop Fig.
He's a faggot.
Paul Feig.
Paul Feig.
Paul
It's
Feig.
gonna be a reoccurring thing.
Paul Feig.
Oh, vegan.
Paul Feig.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm very happy with that. It's very good. I'm happy. All right. What else we got? How do you feel about Tri-Ace editing out? Oh, okay, I already got that. Is there anything else other in that wheelhouse before we move on? This Allison Rep thing? I don't know what the hell this is about. Allison Rep, a former Nintendo Treehouse, a former rep of Nintendo Treehouse, was fired recently. People say it was due to her views on things, but the truth was it was due to her second occupation that has gotten Nintendo on edge. Thoughts submitted by Destiny Decade.
I really want to avoid commenting on that.
I have no idea what it is, so I can't comment either way.
No. I've heard of it, and
All right. What about
Yeah.
well,
Nothing.
I mean, like, I guess I can just briefly explain what it's about. Basically, like, there's a whole bit of controversy around Allison Reapin about her. If I remember right, she was part of that Fire Emblem controversy too, where her views basically came off as supporting pedophilia, and people are upset with that.
Oh,
Well, are they going off of her thesis that she wrote when she was in college? Or because if you read the stuff that she actually wrote, it's not so much that she's defending pedophilia, she's defending different countries' cultures and laws and stuff like that. Like in the age of consent in Japan is what, like 16 or something like that. She's defending that stuff, how the different countries have these different sort of rules in place and they're not like America. A lot of things seem like they were blown out of proportion.
Yeah, it was basically that in a nutshell.
all right. I don't know like I said, I don't know anything about it, so I can't really comment too much. I was just seeing if anyone else knew about it. So, all right. So, oh wow. So Just a quick update. So Phil's Patreon is now up to 12.55, so he officially hit his goal. Last minute guilt tripping.
Damn.
And
Aw.
it's official. Dark Souls 3 on Xbox has patched to 1.01, meaning it won't be easier anymore when I play it on Saturday. Oh boy. So all my Dark Souls 3 gameplay up till now has basically been the appetizer. The main event starts Saturday. So he's like trying to advertise it now. Is this is where I get fucked up. But anyways, 12.55. He's got 198 patrons, so like one person gave like $100. So
Maybe
there you
they'll
go.
take it away.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there it
I mean,
is.
he still has to decline the pledges and stuff that he usually does. So we'll see what happens.
The stupid people come out in droves.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Somebody crossing out our topics we didn't do. What are your guys' thoughts on season passes for certain games? Do you think some games are worth buying or just waiting? Do you think some of the season passes are worth buying or just waiting for certain DLC content to come out? Submitted by JasonX440.
It really depends on what content is in the season pass. Really, if it's like if it's example like Arkham Knight where you got like 10 or 15 mission, 10 to 15 minute DLC missions. They were all short, and all you got was like little costumes and shit like that. Yeah, I would probably wait for the complete edition. But if it's like certain games, like maybe The Witcher or any of the Souls games, which pretty much have good DLC, and if they got them at a reasonable price, I'm like, yeah, that's like since this developers have made pretty good games and DLCs in the past, why would I not buy the season pass for that certain game? But really, there's one thing I do want to say. I really don't think that season passes should be up to like $50 or $40 because last generation the highest it will go was 20. This generation we just see a lot of season passes like 50, probably damn near $60. And most of the games that they put, most of these games with these $50 season passes, some of the DLC they have in there is a ripoff. Star Wars Battlefront is a perfect example.
I don't even know why the fuck they're even doing that. Like, just leave the goddamn thing at fucking $30.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You're fucking desperate for money, but do you have to fucking do that to your consumer?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Is there an issue for content that's not even going to be worth that amount of money? It's bad enough people have to pay $60 for the game, but the same amount that you're paying for the game to it for the season pass? No, screw that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
All right. Let's see. Let's finish up the gaming and we'll go to the miscellaneous and then we'll get out of here and switch to our Lossenders, which I'm pretty excited about. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Let's see here. According to Square Enix, Final Fantasy 15 needs to sell 10 million units worldwide throughout its lifespan in order to be profitable. Submitted by 2D2 Will.
Yeah, I actually brought that up during the Final Fantasy 15 thing. That apparently the game needs to sell really well in order for it to be profitable.
Okay.
Pretty lofty.
It's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One. Is it coming for PC? Is it coming on PC?
Probably later.
Not that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be wise for them to bring it out on PC now if they really want to make that much profit.
All right. Let's do some miscellaneouses. Then we'll get out of here. There are a lot of miscellaneouses. Let's see. Answered this one before. Will KG ever find love? Submitted by Corey and House.
He did find love. He found love to Applejack.
Ooh, I was gonna say I think it'd be pretty expensive for him to buy a horse. So not really sure. I mean, he found Phil, and he can watch him on on YouTube, and he supports him on Patreon. So there's that. Will Fred try his luck on Dark Souls 3 when it comes out on April 12th, submitted by Destiny Decade? No. I have to play Bloodborne. So, maybe later. Maybe after that. Let's see. Why are Dino Nuggies for 5-year-olds? Submitted by Ghost. They are not for 5-year-olds. Dino Nuggies can be consumed by people of any age group. Anyone under the sun can eat some delicious Dino Nuggies and chicky fries.
Dino Nuggies and chicky fries are the way to go.
Now, here's a good one. And actually, we were starting to talk about this, and we might actually do this. There's a question here. Now, does anybody use Reddit?
I go on
I
it
do.
once in a while.
Okay.
I go on the Binding of Isaac subreddit all the time.
So, somebody asked, why don't we have a subreddit, and why are the viewer-submitted questions done via Google Doc? And that got me thinking. Now, I'm not much on Reddit. I don't know much about it or anything else like that. But if we were to have a subreddit, right, for the community in general, or for the SOK, or whatever the fuck, that could be a good idea, right? This was submitted by Anon, but I don't know much about Reddit or the culture or any of that kind of shit. But if we were to do like a thread, viewer submitted topic, something like that, it wouldn't be as you know, you wouldn't have to maintain it like you do the Google Doc, where you have to you know, approve everything by hand and shit like that. You know, one thing that I want to try to see happen, or try to do it for myself, but something I'd like to see happen is like a Dark Side Daily, where there is just a simple bullet points of the most significant things that happen for Phil in a given day. And I feel like if, let's say that there was like a Reddit where it was like, oh, the Dark Side Daily mega thread, where it was like, all right, the 31st, he did this, and this. And then you could go back on it, and you could be like, what was the day that Phil canceled montages? Oh, it was this day. Let's see if I can find the pre-stream for it, and let's hear what he said about it. I think that this could be a good reference tool. If there was just a simple, because, you know, Dragon Killer and Eddie, shout out to those two, they do such a comprehensive job. They do such a detailed job that sometimes it's hard to miss the big picture. Sometimes it's hard to see the big picture when there's so much detail, right? And that's a great thing, absolutely. Fantastic. It's like they live tweet stuff that happens. But I think that there are some people that might want to get more of a big picture, right? More of like, all right, well, what did he do today? Well, he canceled montages. He told somebody he wants to punch him through the internet. He, you know, missed his goal, and then he shamed people into donating and stuff. It would be really useful for that. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. I mean, if you guys are interested in us doing it, like I said, I don't do Reddit myself. I mean, we don't have any reason really to do it unless it's gonna like help you guys out, or you know, make for like a better community of involvement or whatever else. Like if it's gonna actually benefit you guys and stuff, then, you know, maybe we can put one together. You know, it's not really a big risk to do it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think Reddit might be a good idea?
I mean, Reddit's got its pros and cons, but a lot of people do have subreddits, especially a lot of people on YouTube, so I think it would be a good idea.
I fucking
Not only-
hate Reddit.
Oh, really?
I think it'd be hit or miss.
But what if we
honestly.
made Reddit great again?
Doubt it.
Yeah, it is kind of hit and miss. The only subreddit that I go into is the Binding of Isaac subreddit, and everything else I stay away from completely.
Yeah,
But
it's a fucking wasteland sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much. But a Sons of Kojima subreddit, I would be very interested in seeing how that would go. I'd moderate it.
Someone said you guys suck. I'm sorry. Because we entertain the idea of a Reddit, I guess. So we suck now. No.
I mean, I'm not exactly a fan of the culture of Reddit, though. I mean, a lot of it is mostly just people just shit posting to get as many votes as possible so they can get the most votes.
Reddit is a community, so most of it is shit. Some mixed. It's a mixed bag in the chat. Some people saying that they do like it. Some people saying that they don't like it. Some people are just like, eh. I don't know. I figured, like I said, if it helps you guys out, then cool. Like if it, it could make the viewer submitted topics easier for everybody involved. But
I gotta agree with Purple Pie. There's probably gonna be a lot of Finley dicks on Reddit.
well, we can
We don't want
we're gonna
that.
lock
We
the
don't
shit
want
down
that.
like the King of Hate forums. Let me tell you what. But no, I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep talking with people and see if they like it, and maybe we can do it. Thank you for the suggestion, Anon. Let's do one or two more, and let's get out of here and do the goddamn indoors. What do you think? Where do you think Sammy would work if he got fired from his job at Whole Foods? Submitted by Deltum.
I think he would probably work at the cell phone place you were talking about, Fred.
Yeah, nah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
We gonna be work buddies, Freddy.
He's going to work at. I think he might make a good janitor or some shit. Oh man, if he works at the Sam's Club, you know what I mean? He can help me load my
With your
groceries.
30 pounds of gummy bears?
Nah, 30 pounds of shutting it up. That's what we're gonna get. But yeah, I think he'd make a good Sam's Club employee. He could load the shit or whatever. I don't know. Where do you guys think? Where could he work?
Maybe he'll have his own radio show, where he likes to shoot the shit with people.
Shoot the shit in the morning. All right.
I'm just thinking, like, if he works at the Sam's Club, he'd probably be, like, working in the meat department as, like, one of the butchers or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Freddy, I got your meat ready for you.
I made some turkey juice. He would just turn everything into juice. Any job that he did, everything would just become juice.
I've got some beef flavored juice for you, Freddy.
Last question for tonight, before we get the fuck out of here. Why do you guys say lol butter instead of LOL butthurt?
It just rolls off the tongue like butter. Lol butter.
It's smooth as butter. All right, let me explain. Let me explain why we do the lol butter. If you guys don't remember, there was a stream where Loophole broke, I believe it was it Bayonetta or was it Sega? I think it was Sega.
Yeah, it
was
Shadow the Hedgehog.
He was mad.
Shadow the
He was
Hedgehog.
mad. Lupple was mad that Shenmue 3 does not get announced. It took his frustrations out on Sega. And one of the people in the call referred to Loophole as lol but hurt, but the way that he said it sounded like lol butter. And he held up a sign with paper that said lol but hurt, so we were able to confirm that it was supposed to be lol butter, but lol butter rolls off the tongue, right? If Maggle got mad because we said he clicked the mouse 57 times in a row, then if I said lol but hurt, it's too hard of the T's. But hurt, it's too clashy, Lol butter really just hits the spot, man. Let me tell you, lol butter is fantastic. It's great. Lol but hurt, lol but hurt, lol butter. See? So that's
It's
why.
grape.
That's why it's grape. That it's lol butter. We love it. And let me tell you what. All right, of all the little inside jokes and all the shit that we have, this has lasted the longest. This has stood the test of time. Lol butter is almost 2 years old, which coincidentally is the same as Lipple. Almost 2 years old. And lol butter, still top of the pops. We gave it a solid 10 out of 10 in terms of the innovation. Just so delightful, to say lol butter. And that's that. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is another SoKast in the books. 75. I really just can't believe every week we get on here and it seems like, you know, we're coming up with another fucking huge number for you in terms of what numbered episode this is. It's so crazy how far things have gone, but you know, it's thanks to you guys. So let's get the sign-offs. We'll switch to our Lossenders and yeah. So Mr. Freddy Fastfuck, give us your particulars.
You can find me on Twitter at TTSBB1. You can find me on YouTube, where my YouTube channel is Freddy Fastfuck. And you can find me on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 7 Central, 6 to 8 Eastern PM on TTSBB1, where I will be streaming Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I'm going to try to finish that up before the Ratchet & Clank game on PS4 comes out.
Mr. Ghost Dragon.
You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at GhostDragon1182.
Mr. Toes.
You can find me on Twitter at AnimeArtist5Hundo.
Mr. Bagel.
You can find me on YouTube under Moogle Fantasy. You can find me on Twitter under Mug Fantasy. And you can find me on Twitch under Moogle Master 102.
Mr. Kamasubu.
You can find me on Twitter and on YouTube at Kamasubu.
And yours truly, Mr. Frederick Fox. You can find me on Twitter at TIHYDP, the acronym for This Is How You Donate to Phil's Patreon. You can also find me on YouTube, user/Fred, it's Fred Fox, or user something C Fred Fox again. If you want, just type Fred Fox into the search bar. You'll find 2 channels, one of which with an animated avatar, one of which with a not animated avatar. Guess what, guys? I've been very quiet about this, right? I haven't said anything in particular, but that not animated avatar, you know, the channel you knew to come and love, that is going to be active again. Yes, my friends. There's going to be some content coming onto that channel very soon. You see, that's my main channel. That's the channel that, you know, people knew. And I sort of used the backup channel quietly, you know, just sort of uploaded the quality content on it, and you know, people went to it as they please, but I'm heading back home, I guess you could say. And I have 2 projects that I'm doing that I feel like would be appropriate as a celebration to that. So this month, there's going to be content on that channel for the first time in almost 6 months. So that's what that's about. Other than that, you know what you can do, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to watch us live, if you're on YouTube, you can go to hitbox.tv/Sons of Kojima every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. If you are watching live, you missed something, you want to see this again for whatever reason, you can go to YouTube's Sons of Kojima channel. Type in SoKast, type in Sons of Kojima, you'll find us. Don't type in SOK. You'll find some weird shit. I don't know. I guess that's something, but anyways, like I was saying earlier, we appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys very much for coming. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Thank you guys for supporting us in general. Thank you guys for being part of this outstanding community. We look forward to every day just being on Twitter, being around, and hanging out with you guys. And I want to say, if you guys were at the 24-hour stream, I sort of gave a nice little, you know, appreciative speech or whatever, but just to sum it up very quickly, you know, the 24-hour stream was a success, and we were so happy and proud that people were interested in being there, and it meant a lot to us that people showed up, that people sort of toughed it out with us, I guess, to just sort of do a spur-of-the-moment 24-hour stream, and yeah, we really appreciate you guys. We hope that we can do more events like these, things on Discord, stuff where you guys can get involved, because I mean, that's There's no reason not to, right? We owe it to you guys to put ourselves out there, make ourselves accessible. We're regular people, so that's our goal, right? To remain who we are, and part of that is just by being, down to earth and, regular people. That's what this is about. All right, that about does it. We are going to switch over to some Lost Endures. We love you. Go fuck yourselves. Good night.
Fuck. See ya.
See ya.
Raw butter.